Hello everyone, welcome, welcome. Whew. There we go, I got this all set up, all good to go. Everything should be ready. Oh man, it's a little bit hectic. How's everyone been? It's been a little bit crazy, but it is good to be here. It is good to be here. Oh man. Anyway, let's continue on with the career mode. We have a whole bunch of car clubs to take out. Whole bunch of that to get done. Should be fun. Yeah. And now Detroit. Let's finish up the final bits of the luxury rollers car club. Should be great. Game's just a tad loud. I'm gonna dial that back just a little bit. I'm a little bit loud too. Let me dial back my volume.
You think you deserve to drive that thing?
Probably not, considering the fact that we won it in a tournament. We didn't even pay for this thing. It was already nearly mostly tuned for us by the lovely people at AMG. Oddly enough, for a game, one thing I've noticed is that for a game that's all about tuning, the fastest vehicles in the game are ones that you don't tune yourself. Like, for the luxury vehicles, you know, some of the fastest vehicles in that class are all of the AMG vehicles. I see that. I want to get that at a later date when I can get them all methodically one by one. The fastest of the SUVs is the Gambala SUV. You can't really modify the exotics. The sport bikes you can tune though, and those are really quick. All the tuners of vehicles that, while you can at least tune their performance, the fastest tuners you can't tune anything with their body modifications. They're basically sort of pseudo-exotics, kind of like the blend line between tuners and exotics. It's kind of funny. Oh, but look at this. Super wide rear tires. Beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Let's try to keep this car in good condition as we finish up the luxury rollers. Get all of this taken down. This beautiful hard top convertible. Won't really be having too much time with the roof down up here in Detroit, Rock City. Nope, not one bit. Pretty much. Oh gosh, that was gross. Pretty much gonna be closed coupe the entire time with it being this cold, this snowy. Get the heat on as well. Nice and toasty in the vehicle. At over 200 miles an hour. The car has slowed down a little bit for the turn. Thankfully, some of the luxury vehicles, the two-door luxury vehicles, they do have very nice handling. Only downside is you do get zone instead of aggro with them. So you don't have the ability to kind of smash through traffic, but instead you can do this. Zoom. Get that, you know, high-speed maneuverability, high-speed control. Very nice. Very good for keeping the paint clean, making the race very a lot easier. The faster the vehicles go, the more zone is useful. And in the D class, zone isn't all that useful, but once you get to like B class and A class, zone is very useful. As you're going much faster and it's much more difficult to control the vehicle. Nice and easy through here. Wide open space, yeah, through the parking lot of the stadium. Oh, gotta narrowly avoid traffic. That is a very narrow section of road there. And a much wider section of road here. Time for minute close solution. Welcome forward, Shelby GT. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, we're playing a game that can actually run when we're streaming. I don't get it. I don't get why Juice use so much CPU usage, but apparently it's a problem even in the like latest of the latest PC6.2 releases. So that's gonna have to be put on hold for a little while. I have to pick a different game on Monday. I'm thinking maybe we can set a playthrough of Churro Q, which Very, very different game than Juiced, but still very fun. It's essentially it's a mixture of an RPG and a racing game. You drive chipified fucking cars based off a little Japanese toy brand where you put the coin in the back and it makes them do wheelies and stuff. But it's a genuinely good, like really cool, very kind of wacky and quirky game. I enjoy it quite a bit. Very far into the arcade side of things, but it's super cool. A lot of different like mini games and stuff like that as well. Everything from like trying to rescue people in the sewers that have been trapped to various around town street races and you can do farming. You can do farming, and of course, like any JRPG. Oh, that's not good. There is also a fishing minigame. Surprisingly difficult fishing minigame, I may add. But it is fun. Alright, there we go. We got the speed. Big circular circuit here. Not too many gotcha moments here, nothing that will really kind of catch us out. A lot of wide, sweeping turns. I actually want to avoid the jump because you can't accelerate when you're in the air. The jump itself is cool, but you know, sometimes you want to keep your vehicle on the ground. Nope. There we go. Oh, the speed. And now the final lap. Let's go. The needle is just pegged at its top speed, well over 250 miles an hour there. Narrowly avoid the minivan. Oof, nearly avoid the ramp as well. Sweet. Alright, now final push to the finish line. Let's make sure we get some more parts, some more money for ourselves and some more parts for luxury vehicles. Yes, and across the line. Our car is torn up a little bit, but it still looks very nice with that blue and the gold. Yeah. Alright, we shouldn't have too many more luxury races. Only 2 more. And then I'm thinking the next one we should do is probably the choppers, just because the choppers are one of the more difficult ones, and I kind of want to get that out of the way as well. Those are always a little bit tricky for me. Oh man, look at all these cars though. Like these are, with the exception of that weird Dodge Hemi Super 8 concept thing, which doesn't look very nice. Everything else in this lineup looks very sleek, very beautiful. I gotta watch ourselves on this corner here. It gets tight. A lot of blind corners in this track. A lot of risk of cross traffic. Narrowly avoided the wall there. Alright, let's go again. I love this section of the Detroit map. All the, you know, the industrial areas and everything. Very cool. Very nice. It's kind of got that gritty, you know, edgy kind of post-industrial look to it. Oh, we gotta jump. Oh boy. Land it. And then across the river, you know, the city is a bit more, you know, a little bit higher end to get to the high rises and everything. All very pretty. And across the line, beautiful. Midnight, welcome to the stream. Don't worry, I'm gonna make up to you guys. This stream is gonna go a little bit longer than normally. Due to the fact that yesterday's stream was, not great. This stream is definitely gonna go a lot better. Note to self, when testing games, make sure you test it with all the software running as well, just to really kind of put a load on your PC. That way, if there are any issues. I'm playing through Super Mario RPG. Yeah, you mentioned that you're gonna be starting that. You got through Paper Mario like super quick as well. Granted, I don't remember much about how long Paper Mario is supposed to go, but that's still very nice. I do wish you the best of luck with Super Mario RPG, because that game's a lot of fun too. Very enjoyable. I wish Nintendo made more RPGs as well. Like they have lots of really solid characters in their lineup as well. They could almost do like a Kingdom Hearts / like Smash Brothers thing, but instead of it being, you know, a fighting game, do almost like an RPG type of deal. I think that would be kind of cool actually, because you get to kind of see, you know, various Nintendo character interactions and everything within like their respective universes. What about that on the Discord? Yeah. Yeah, he mentioned it on the Discord. It's all really cool. Awesome. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of money. 569,000. Very nice. And we got the Seal 55 AMG. Also very nice. Nope, I want to go to the garage. Next up, choppers. Because I like pain. Oh, look at that though. I love my AMGs. Totally not gonna be driving an AMG in the VTuber GT. I'm gonna be driving the older Mercedes AMG GT3 car in the VGT this season. So that's gonna be fun. Been practicing with that. Paper Mario took me around 22 hours. That's actually a decent amount for you know. I mean, it's about par for the course for like an earlier RPG. What class? Oh, this is a C class car, the CL55 engine. Interesting. Alright, let's buy a vehicle though. Let's get a chopper. Diablo Rigid, soft tail. Something tells me the Velux though, even though it says it has higher stats, it's going to be an absolute monster to try to turn it. So I might go with the El Diablo Rigid. Or I might go with the Elegant. The Elegant. Doesn't it took me more than 40 hours, though that number may be inflated because I paused enough a decent amount of time. I mean, even still, that's, you know, 40 hours. That's usually more about par for the course for like a slightly more modern RPG. So something like the super modern RPGs, so take it like over 60 hours, and that's like a little bit crazy. Like Mass Effect. Well, granted, that's a Western RPG and an action RPG. Speaking of which, if you haven't played the Mass Effect games, the original trilogy for the Mass Effect games, highly recommend it. Really good. Really awesome. Granted, rated M, of course, but you know, still really cool. Really cool game. Really cool world. A lot of amazing characters. I don't know what any of these brands are because I don't really know much about bikes. But there we go. Get all of those modifications on there. And let's see. Let's see what we can actually do to this bike. So we got riders. We got Phil. Spider. Gomez got the bandana. Actually got fun in a Super RPG today than I have ever before. Interesting. So I've never I mean it's a really cool game. Definitely recommend it. And I'm really hoping that the remake, I'm probably gonna play the remake if Nintendo doesn't, you know, get weird with copyright stuff. I might have to try to find a way to, you know, connect the switch, get the capture code for the switch and everything, and get that set up. Maybe. I don't know. There's so many games I want to play. Way too many games I want to play, but Super Mario RPG is definitely on that list. With Ron there. All right, and let's see what kind of rims. What kind of rims do we want for our bike? Oh wow, lot of cool stuff here. Got some West Coast Choppers rims. Guess look at the Bowser. Oh, sorry, at the Boya. You knew as well. At the Boya fight before today. Pass it. Nice. Very, 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 very sweet. You knew I was gonna mess that up. You're like, nah, he's gonna completely make mistakes on that. I like that one. There we go. One thing I don't like is I wish you could do more body modifications to the bikes, because they are really, really cool. But instead you kind of have just the standard vinyl, all vinyl rims and then rider stuff. No other cool options. Ooh, I'm gonna go with that. And here we go. Where are you? Yep. And then let's go. That actually looks horrible. I regret everything. I regret everything. I'm gonna keep the exhaust gold. But the rims, no, I'm keeping silver. There we go, that's a little bit better. And now for the detail shot. Well, that doesn't look bad actually. I'm gonna go with the custom. Yeah. I think that looks quite nice actually. And of course the plates. Maryland's. I've missed it. Get this. I love the license plate customization as well. That's how you can really kind of add a lot more to your vehicle. Music is really good. Wouldn't be Mario Peach without great music. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Nintendo knows how to make great music. Like, and just music that just kind of like hits that nostalgia as well. Very, very solid. Like even to this day, like I still sometimes like hum like the Luigi's Mansion song, or something like especially the Gen 4 Pokemon songs. I get stuck in my head sometimes. I'm like, yes, oh, the nostalgia, and it makes you want to like replay those games as well and everything. And it's just really, really, really good. Like it's a simplicity to it. Yeah, I know about bike school. Basically, we gotta do weight transfer and everything. We gotta make sure we don't wreck it. Oh, that's a beautiful random Supra right there.
Now go and beat those fools. You ain't got no excuses.
I do have an excuse. I'm horrible at riding choppers. This is gonna be an interesting. This is gonna be a very, very interesting attempt. Here's hoping we can win races in the choppers. Here's hoping we can win races in the choppers. I just do 100% as I play through the game. Oh yeah, no, it's... I usually, unless it's something that requires like massive amounts of grinding to get or whatever, I usually try to like 100% gains. Especially when it's, you know, it's basically just do more racing. And, it, you know, it's, you know, pretty much like, you know, more of what you want to do. Or like, hey, complete more aspects of the story. Like that aspect, like in an RPG, like that aspect is fun. But when it's like, nah, you need to go to this one section and dodge 200 lightning bolts, then it gets a little bit tedious. Talking about this game, it's just a clarification. Oh yeah, no, I usually try to go for 100% completion. It's just that the chopper race is always the most difficult. So I usually either try to get them out of the way first. Oh, fun. I usually try to get them out of the way first, or I absolutely dread them and do them at the very end. And I just do them all at once, even the Tokyo Chopper tournaments. Because choppers are definitely my weak link, as you can see there. Choppers definitely are not my strong suit. Ow. Sport bikes I can be very quick on, but choppers are not my strong. Nope. Definitely not good at choppers. Oh boy, easy there. Mainly because the handling is just, they just do not want to turn. They're understeery pigs. And that's funny though, is they do actually race chopper motorcycles, not necessarily custom choppers like this, but like more modified Harleys and Indian motorcycles and everything like that. At Motor America, there's the King of the Bagger race, and it's a support series, and basically they race like older style, like, you know, those types of bikes. And that's actually a lot of fun to see, because they're not, you know, with the super long front arms and everything like that, where they design them to understeer like massively. They can still be somewhat quick, but these things would be absolutely horrible on a track completely, with no redeeming qualities. This is the only vehicle class I'm glad isn't in MCLA. Yeah, this is definitely a class that isn't fun. Alright, let's try to get ahead of most of the mess first. And let's just try to then run it defensively. I mean, I'm so excited. In August, I'm going to be going up to Pittsburgh with a bunch of buddies and everything. I'm going to be watching the full doubleheader at Pittsburgh International Raceway. And it's going to be a lot of fun. All the split bike racing and everything. I am super excited for it. That's gonna be like the big trip, or at least, you know, the big motorsports trip for this year, and it is it's gonna be very fun. Hopefully, it's gonna be a lot of buddies' first ever race that they're gonna be going to. So I'm hoping it goes well for them. Ow. Hopefully it doesn't end up like that. Oh, he's jumping. Oh, he wrecked. Okay, cool. Thank you, game. When the AI can't even regularly control the motorcycles, that's how you know. That's how you know that they have some issues. Almost got to use a little bit of the e-brake as well, just to get the chopper to turn in. I will read that in just a second. Just about to finish up the race. I'm really hoping Super Mario RPG isn't too long. I don't remember it being all that long. I think it was probably around 30-ish hours, if memory serves me correctly.
Not bad at all.
Give or take. It's been a while since I've last played it, but I believe it was right around that range. But yeah. Oh wow. One thing though is that the choppers do look very, very nice. Good. We do have a race that's mostly on the highways as well, so we can at least use the narrowness of the choppers to their advantage at least. Hopefully we get more races like this and less races like the previous one where it's super tight corners and all kinds of horribleness. Come on. Nice and oh gosh. That didn't wreck us though, that's good. Just gotta keep the head down, lower wind resistance. Ow. Of all the things I could hit, I hit the tiny pole. I don't remember how long Super Mario took me to beat. Yeah, I don't. I remember you said that one took you a fairly long time though. So that one may have been closer to like another like 40-hour game, give or take. Oh, there we go. Ouch! Through the gates. Gotta be careful because even some of the destructible stuff can knock you off of your bike if you're not careful. It's rare, but it has happened to me. And it's not fun. Some puzzles in that game were a pain. Yeah. Puzzles in video games are either like super hit or miss. They're either like something you see and you're able to get, you know, knocked out within like a couple minutes. Or it's like, hey, move the goat. What do you mean by move the goat? Move the goat. Okay, how am I supposed to move the goats? Move the goat. And you just, it's just some like weird translation on a Japanese pun and you're like, oh, I need to do this. And you basically need to look up a guide to tell you, oh yeah, move the goat just literally means step on this one tile and then press A. Bonk. Speed. I like the kind of low like tapping sound of the chopper engine, the little V-twin. Very, very nice. Air-cooled engine. Pretty high displacement for a motorcycle engine and only being 2 cylinders. Like one has 3 blocks open up a path. You don't know the code, so you backtrack and find one guy who'll tell you the code. Yeah, that type of stuff is like the not very fun stuff. I'm not a big fan of that type of stuff. Oh hey, it's your favorite track though. We get the rail yard. We get the rail yard circuit. Basically an NASCAR oval. This is literally just like Martinsville, but with dirt and traffic and this section here. So not quite like Martinsville. We can't quite hill melon around the outside though. Oh boy, easy there. Get to write out to him, please 8 times, and he gives you a code. It's so ridiculous long they have to write it down and remember it. Oh, that is genuinely horrible. Yeah, it's stuff like that that makes you go, okay, why? What sick, twisted developer put that in the game and thought that was funny? Like, wow. They're like, yes, we're gonna make them write out a super long code. It's gonna be hilarious. Oh gosh, over 200 miles an hour on a bike. This is scary. Onto the brakes. There we go. Keep that smoothness going. Yes. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Thankfully, though, we're so far ahead of everyone else that we don't have to worry too much about any issues. Nice. Ignore all the broken bones on our back and arms and legs and face. It's okay. We just got turned into a human smoothie. Nice. We got roar. Gonna be completely useless in the chopper, but hey, you know, we get roar. It's gonna be used, like I said, super useless against other choppers in the chopper. Maybe use it for oh, look at that. It puts us right next to the delivery section to change the city. Isn't that lucky? I didn't even plan that. Speedrun strats right there. Oh my gosh, the time it would take to 100% speedrun this game would be absolutely ludicrous. Alright, let's do it. Very, very, very nice chopper. Coincidence? I think no. No, that was totally 100% a coincidence. I just got very, very lucky though. You know what else is kind of annoying? You get all these cool riders and everything only after you do a bunch of the bike races. Ow. Note to self, don't use nitrous right at the very start of the race. Heavy traffic here. Nobody is escaping. Alright, come on. Gotta get back up with the pack. Or that'll happen. Speedrun strats, totally. Like I'm just good enough to do speedrunning. At least not in this game. And other riders unlocked by collecting enough of the logos. Oh! See, I've never collected enough of the logos to do that. I basically did all like the San Diego ones, like one playthrough, and it just unlocked like a set of license plates. I'm like, oh, okay, well that's something, and it just didn't bother with any others. I need to collect some. I need to collect all of them then. That's definitely be added onto the list. I think that may be like the last thing we do, or at the very least the last thing we do before like the Tokyo Challenge. Depending on, oh gosh, depending on how long it takes us. MCLA has a crap ton of collectibles. Yes. Yep. It's one of the games. I think it has been one of the games that had the biggest disparity between how fun it was to play and how fun it was to get the platinum trophy for it. Because I did get, that was actually one of my first platinum trophies. That and Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010. And oh my gosh. Getting the platinum trophy in Midnight Club LA was absolute hell. Like some of the stuff, beating all of the, beating all the champions, easy. Beat in a game, easy, you know, all of that stuff. Not too bad. Possessing $1 million, a little bit tedious, but not too bad. But the collectibles, the winning a certain number of ranked races, oh my gosh, that type of stuff. The true dedication achievement, that one you can still get today, but oh my gosh, that was not fun. That one was not fun going for. But young, dumb, too much time on his hands, Isaac, he did it, and I sorely regret it. Because the amount of hours spent trying to, especially the goal attack and the ranked racing, those are the two hardest ones. The collectibles were just time consuming, but I just turned on some music or whatever during that time and just went after them in basically an invite only online session, so the police wouldn't come after me. Because some of the collectibles, actually quite a few of the collectibles, are in areas where if you go there in career mode, because it's like a restricted area, like the studio back lot, or like right on the college campus, like football field or whatever, you get the police called on you, and so it makes it much more difficult to kind of like look around and everything. Or you need to go like really fast on a public road to make a jump up on top of a building to get one. It's definitely much more difficult to get offline than online. Online, it just became a lesson in tedium. Ow. But offline, you also got to deal with the police and much heavier traffic as well. So in that regards, I don't envy anyone trying to go after that achievement nowadays. Although with the Xbox servers being up, some of that stuff may actually still be possible to get whatever Xbox's version of the platinum trophy is. Oh my word! Way too tight, way too many tight corners for the chopper. Oh gosh, please. Okay, good. We avoided that. I believe that one has collision physics. I don't want to find out. I definitely don't want to find out. I will say that the choppers do have a very nice engine sound. Very cool. Bonk, bonk. Oh gosh. Ow. Okay. We're good so far. Saved it. Nice. Okay. Now the big thing is trying to make sure we don't have any more issues this lap as well. Try to keep this squirrely bike under control. Try to minimize speed loss. Try to prevent any wrecks. Because those jumps make it a little bit tricky. Mate, go away. This guy. Like, everyone else is like miles behind, and you have this one guy that's like right on the tail of the entire... What was that? What was... Okay, not good. Not good. We can still save it, right? No. Pain. Pain. Oh my word. Like, no one else was even close to behind us, but that one guy was just literally right on our tail. Oh. Yeah, this is definitely why bikes are the trickiest. Well, choppers are definitely the trickiest of all the vehicle classes. Pipamara has a decent amount of mods. Sweet! A bunch of different like ROM hacks and everything. Very, very cool. I always like it when like console games as well get like the cool like mods and everything. Because that one, it requires so much dedication in order to get working and everything. And two, oftentimes for things like console exclusives, which already have a, usually have a very, very high degree of quality. So usually the mods usually make things even cooler or, really kind of freshen up the experience. Like one thing I definitely want to do is the Gran Turismo randomizer mod. The GT4 randomizer mod. That'd be really, really fun to do. Probably after an actual playthrough of Gran Turismo 4, do that mod as well. This one that makes the game harder and adds a lot of stuff like replayable bosses. Oh, sweet! Nice, nice, nice. Yo, this isn't the biking with the hookers in it. Ride to Hell Retribution. One of the worst Utechnix games. And that's saying a lot because Utechnix has made a lot of stinkers over the years. No, this is Midnight Club 3. Welcome to the stream, Adachi. Although right now it kind of feels like Ride to Hell with the chopper physics. Oh, please no. Okay, good. The choppers are definitely the worst handling vehicle in this game by a considerable margin. That's what I thought at first. Just got. If I played Ride to Hell Retribution, I'd probably get like banned off of YouTube. Not for anything like objectionable, but just due to the fact that the game itself is just so bad. YouTube's like, no, we do not want to see any mention of that game on our services. Also, welcome back home. Hope you had a great day. And of course, the badly translated Pimura. Yeah, no. That would have to be an unarchived stream if I ever do play that. And yeah, no, that would be very, 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 very horrible.
We all know that.
Oh man. But yeah, this is. Oh my gosh, there's so many chopper races left. Hey. Oh. So many chopper races. The sport bikes are actually really, really fun to ride on, but the choppers are much less fun. Just don't have Yoshi yet before the final boss in New Order. Good point. I just have to like remember that. Ow. What if I've got Ride to Hell Retribution? The 1% is how much of the game is actually finished. Oh man. Ow. Yeah, we're having no luck in this race. Yeah, Ride to Hell Retribution. Granted, there have been some decent-ish Utechnix games. Like, for example, Street Racing Syndicate is an okay racing game. And that's kind of about it. Maybe. Oh, what is it called? The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift video game kind of counts. It's borderline. It has cool customization, great world design, great graphics, but the physics are absolutely dreadful. But if you can get past the wonky physics, the game itself is still really, really cool. But that's about it. There isn't really too many other good Utechnix games. Most of the Utechnix games is pretty bad. Or at the very best, mediocre. Like, it's... for example, they made a couple of the Pimp My Ride games. They made Ride to Hell Retribution. It's just Oh, absolutely horrible. Oh, good. A freeway race. Yes. Good, 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 good. Some of these bikes look really nice, actually. Go. Full speed ahead with the chopper. Massive amounts of speed. 200 miles an hour from an air-cooled V-twin. Oh my gosh, this is terrifying. Just a frame, barely any suspension, and some kind of rubber that was found in a shed, holding you to the ground. Oh gosh. I would never go this fast on an actual chopper. I don't think I'd ever ride a chopper. A sport bike maybe. Or like an actual like touring bike or something. But definitely not a chopper. Chopper is just do not handle well. Even in real life. Very, very heavy. Very unwieldy. Ouch. The chopper heard me talking crap about it. And has decided no. It sounds nice though. That is one thing I will give the choppers, is they sound absolutely amazing. They just got that unique air-cooled V-twin sound with the high displacement engine. Very, very nice. Oh, the speed though, well over 200 miles an hour. The handling is super sketch though. The rear end kind of wants to either not step out at all or step out way too much. But we're also miles ahead of the competition. Maybe you gotta get the rest of the good stuff. All right, make sure you get, you know, all the stuff in the fridge and everything. So freaking hot. Yeah, up here in Maryland, it was in the low 90s today. Very, very toasty, very humid. Then we had an afternoon shower that kind of cooled things off a little bit, which is nice. But yeah, no, it is very, very, very toasty. It's been very, very warm this week with lots of thunderstorms, lots of all that fun stuff too. So yeah. And the vortex. Oh, this is scary. Hey, it's that guy. He's got the same orange button-up shirt. Very, very nice shirt if I do say so myself. I just noticed that his one pant leg is like rolled up and his other one is not. Must be the style of the time. Oh, we missed that. Go. Bikes. Alright, we're at least really, really close with the leader. Onto the highway. This is where we can gain some speed. Because the other opponents can't really handle racing at the max speed of the choppers. Whereas they can corner a lot better. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. And sort of it gets very, very swingy as to what sections I can be faster on and what sections they're faster on. Tracks that have long freeway sections like this, or other sections of long open road, I can usually do better than the AI, but other areas where it's a lot of tight technical sections, that's probably where the AI does much, much better than I do. Although right now, we're even handling this section fairly well. Past the garbage truck. Yum. Ooh! I saw my life flash before my eyes right there. Alright, through this back alleyway, onto the main straight, and finish. Yes! And we got new rider outfits. Sweet. Very, very nice. It's a shame you don't really get to use the SUVs too much until you're basically going after the car club. Just because the SUVs are so much slower than a lot of other vehicles as well. Like, not nearly as bad as the choppers. But still pretty not great. This though, this chopper is very beautiful. Yum. Let's go now to San Diego, the other coast. I want to have a little bit of fun. Bonk. There you are. Sweet. Going to California. Let's have a party. California. Let's have a party. Gambala. The Gambala is super cool too. I do wish there was B-class exotics. I think that would allow some of the lower tier exotics in this game, like the Gallardo, like the Gambala, to be more usable in the game. Because you can't really make them that much faster. You can give them more nitrous, but that's it. But you can't make them, improve their regular performance. So they lose out to things like the Celine S7, the CLK GTR, and the McLaren F1 LM. So if they kind of split it up a little bit, maybe move some of the current B-class tuners into that exotic section as well, like the Lotus Esprit, you could have some very solid, very solid B-class exotic class. Although you kind of need to add some more A-class vehicles to compensate. Ow. Really? Don't hey me. Some lady cut me off and wrecked my motorcycle. Oh boy. Oh, heavy traffic. Oh boy. Oh, super spoopy. Super spoopy speed with lots of traffic. There we go. Hi there, officer.
Driver, you are resisting arrest.
Yeah, I know. Leave me alone, officer. Sweet. And across the line. Not too much issues there. I don't know, there's still plenty to be scared of. There's 6 more races. I'm not looking forward to that. Coaster rides. I don't remember that track. I don't remember that track at all. Hopefully it's not bad. This one traffic vehicle is just sitting there like, oh, alright, well, it's a street race. Okay. Nice. Good start. Oh gosh, easy. Oh, through the truck. Nice. We're actually doing okay so far. Even with all the twists and turns on this course. We're hanging in there. Oh gosh. Onto the beach. That did nothing to you. You're a chopper. Ow. Alright, we need to get going again. Okay. Wow, we did some Tony Hawk stuff right there. We did some real Tony Hawk stuff. Oh boy. Come on. Alright, we're at a high speed section. Nah, they're gonna absolutely destroy us now. Damn. Bravo, bravo, Curly. Bravo, Curly. Next up, Moe's gonna win. Good job to the Three Stooges. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a track race. It's gonna be very, very difficult. That section there always makes me, you know, puts my heart right in my chest. Ow. Alright, come on. Let's get moving again. Ow, really? Dang. You try to take these corners at speed and the bike just absolutely throws you off. Alright, come on. We got this though. We still have two reserve tanks of nitrous. Just gotta minimize speed loss by doing stupid stuff. Like that. No, he is way too far ahead. I'm gonna keep going because I'm hoping maybe he wrecks. It is gonna get very. Or not. Hopefully this is the only major hiccup this event here. All the other events should be hopefully easier. This one with just the sheer number of turns and tight sections. Ah, there wasn't a truck that time. Maybe that's a good omen. Maybe that was a good omen, he says. Yeah. Alright, come on. Let's get back up in front of everyone else. Everyone else is wrecking. Except for the leaders. They're not, but, you know. That's fine. You... Ah, there was nowhere to go. The minivan, the cross-traffic minivan just completely decided, hey, you know what? I wanna go in front of you right now. Alright, come on, we can catch up to the leader now. Yeah, go ahead, use your nitrous. I don't care. We should be good now. Oh boy, come on. No mistakes, no mistakes. Finally, yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Good.
That's my homie.
My homie. Donut. Oh. Chicane. No chicane on the choppers, please. No chicane on the choppers. I do like the look. I do like what we did with our bike, though. It looks very nice. Very beautiful. Go. Alright, so got a few tight sections, but mostly it is some longer flowing corners, which is good. Alright, gotta be careful here. Got a sharp right-hander. Really? The bike did not want to turn left. It got stuck in a slide going right, and that's the way it went. Alright, the chicane. And they got another kind of chicane-ish thing here. Ow. Alright, come on, we're on the highway. We can gain a little bit of time here. Or not. Nope. Alright, that was a mulligan. That was a mulligan. We're not gonna have any issues. Not gonna have any more issues. Hi there. Oh boy. Alright, come on. Gotta slow down enough for the trolley, let the trolley pass, because the trolley has right of way. Doesn't matter how fast you go, and the trolley will wreck you. Oh gosh, that was a little bit little bit dicey there. There we go, onto the freeway. Shouldn't have too much longer. This is a fairly short race. Do have a lot of ins and outs though. But it does flow from one to the next. Almost you gotta make sure you're almost like swinging. Oh, that was a bad mistake. Go, 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 go. And across the line. Yes.
Don't be getting all cocky on me now.
Trust me, I am not getting cocky. I know that was just luck. Most of these chopper races, they just look. Stage 1. Okay, cool. Drag race. We can do that. We can do that. That's not an issue. Oh man, this main street road is gonna have nothing but choppers barreling down it for the next minute or so. Are you? You gotta be kidding me. That was not cool, game. You. Okay. That's interesting. So that trolley is coming at literally the worst time. So we kind of almost need to like hold off a bit so it can carry some speed. And now we go full tilt. Okay. There we go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Got some new chopper vinyls at least. Let's see what else we have. We've got 3 more races. Stage 3. Okay, that one's not too bad either. The stage races normally are pretty quick, pretty no frills, no mess, no points, no quills, no pillows. There we go. Onto the first straight. Keep the speed up. Oh my word. That was interesting. Yeah, interesting is probably the word. Ow. And boop.
Nice one, man. Nice one.
Alright, 2 more to go. Elquit says dash, and then one other one. So far, so good. With the exception of the two that caused us a little bit of grief. These are going much better. Alright, let's see. Boop. Okay, so this is literally just straight, right, left, straight. Cool. Alright, so here's the right. Here's the left. Straight. We took a wrong turn, but that's okay. Turn through here. Back to the right. Finish. No issues. Boom. I misread the first two names there. Whoopsie daisies.
That's my homie.
That is indeed your homie. I am your homie. I am happy to be your homie. Alright, one more race of the choppers. And it's literally just a loop. Let's go! Yes. A lot of wide open tracks here. I say that as I immediately careen into a traffic car.
Stop your vehicle.
And we're playing a little bit of road rash as well. We just took out another competitor. Come on. Oh, he is on the beach. We ran him over. Yes. That is exactly what I wanted to do. Alright, come on, speed. Yes. Yes. And we got a chopper, the Hot Match Scully. I don't know if that's any good. Probably not. It's a chopper. Oh, but look at that. That is very nice.
You just got that beautiful Hot Match Scully. That's one.
I wonder if Hot Match is even still around right now. Like that'd be. I'm gonna check that real quick. Is Hot Match still around? Hot Match Custom Cycle. Interesting. Apparently they also make lift kits for Jeeps too. Very, very cool though. I want to see, is that... Oh, that is a B. That is a B class bike. Interesting. Does it have better handling than the current one I have? Yeah, it does. Nice. So that could be something we use in the Tokyo chopper event. Very, very cool. That being said, though, let's get. What should we do now? We've done the exotics, we've done the muscle, we've done the chopper, we've done the luxury. So now all we have left is the tuners and the SUVs, I think. So let's get a tuner car. Let's get a tuner car. And I'm thinking I kind of want the Lotus Esprit. Yeah. I mean, come on, look at that. That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful car. I'm gonna purchase that. And let's get to work on upgrading it. Just finished my pralines and cream ice cream. Very nice. Very, very tasty. Wait, pralines? Oh, yeah. Nice. Very, 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 very tasty. My favorite ice cream flavor is cookies and cream. With the Oreo cookies and everything, tastes super, super, super tasty. There is lots of great ice cream flavors out there. Very, very good. Very, very yummy. Love Baskin Robbins. Baskin Robbins makes some really, really good stuff. I'm not as big a fan of Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's, for what you get, they're a little bit pricey. What you get. Like, and the ice cream is, it tastes good, but it leaves like a kind of a not very great feeling. Like, I kind of feel a little, like, slightly sick to my stomach after eating it. Whereas, like, Baskin Robbins tastes really, really good. And Jerry sucks. Yeah, like, I'm not the biggest fan of their ice cream. Alternatively, there's a couple local dairy producers close, semi within driving distance of where I live. For example, we got Brooms Bloom. It's a local kind of farm, and their ice cream. Oh my gosh, their ice cream is very, very delicious. I definitely like it quite a bit. Ooh. Doesn't look like that actually. But let's go for the stripes. I'm thinking something like this, maybe, unless it's a thicker one. We have a thicker stripe. Give me an extra thick central stripe. No more highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. Dun, dun. No, thankfully, no more highway to hell. But yeah, no, it was no more choppers. Ooh. Yes. And for this, first color is gonna be kind of a dark black color. No. And then the second color is gonna be kind of a bright. And you already know what I'm gonna be doing with this. Good. There we go. Perfect to the yellow lotus color. And then the first color, I'm gonna do for a nice gloss. What happened to LeBron James? Yeah, and is there any more word on his son? I know you posted his son. He had major health scare. Is he making a recovery? Any additional word on that, or is he, at least is he, stable and everything? Maybe right around there, yeah. He's in stable condition last time I checked. Okay, good. Good. Oh my word. Because that is very, very scary. Going through especially with like heart issues. That is no joke. So I'm glad he's stable. Go. Rear tires don't look quite right, so let's increase the width just a little bit. And yeah, there we go. Doesn't look bad. It's a good start. Add some slight window tint. There we go. Beautiful. And we even have the throwback to the old Lotus F1 liveries as well. Very, very nice. Nope, where is plates? There is plate states. I don't like the bomb, but I know something about to happen something near and dear to them. The lab running's okay. Yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh. Like, no matter what your thoughts on someone, like, you know, you definitely don't want to trauma on their family or anything like that. It's, oh my gosh, it's absolutely horrible, you know. Going through the loss of a loved one and everything, and it's just you want them to be beaten fair and square, not when, you know, not due to outside circumstances like that. That's definitely very, you know, very scary scenario. Glad he is doing okay though. What should we call this? Twitter X. I saw that. Unfortunately, oh my gosh, Twitter is, granted, Twitter was a mess even before the Muskie boy. But even it's even more of a mess now. It is absolutely horrible. But the weird, he's got some weird, like, sentimental value with, like, random variables and everything, and I don't quite get it, but you know. Hey, it added quite a bit of controversy, and there's no such thing as bad press. There's only news. as long as it's saying your name, you know, it could have been like a silly marketing stunt or whatever, like when he made it Doji, when he replaced the Twitter with the dog, the Doge face.
What's your excuse gonna be when you lose?
I don't intend to lose. Hey, at least it's not Kocha. That one's a little bit outside of my. I'm not familiar with that. Kocha? Really, $1,000 for a street race? That's it? Okay. Ouch. Ouch. Pain. And look at that. It's weird that the tuners, they focus only on the Class D tuners, you know, the Golf and the Mitsubishi Eclipse, not faster tuners or whatever, like the Skyline or the Supra or anything like that. This is tuners, everybody. Mustang with a body kit, a Lotus Esprit, and other vehicles. No, please. What is Picocha? I'm gonna have to look that up after this race, just to see what that is. Cause now it's like piqued my curiosity. I'm dying. I am dying to know. Oh boy, big jump here. Oh man, our vinyl's already partially skipped away. But yeah, no, the Twitter X thing is an interesting. It's an app where you stream on your phone. Oh gosh. My phone is absolutely junk. I don't think I could possibly stream on that. So imagine TikTok, but you can't save videos and it's full of. Oof. That sound, okay, that does sound horrible. I should have introduced exotics at B and discontinued tuners at C. Yeah, I think so too. Or at the very least, kind of, because there's a big jump in like the performance level of the tuners, right? Like they should have had more C-class tuners be like things like the Nissan Silvia, or you know, the older Mitsubishi Eclipse, and then have the B-class tuners be like the 280 horsepower JDM Legends, like the Nissan Skyline, the Supra, you know, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, stuff like that. And I think that I think that would have gone better. But this is literally just an exotic vehicle. It's owned by Japan too. I mean, at least then it's not like, or it's less likely to be, you know, a whole bunch of spyware on your phone, unlike TikTok itself. TikTok is absolutely a mess. It's not like YouTube where you walk in and doing stuff. It's like big gotcha. You have to compete for rankings, and your rankings determine how much money you get. Ew. Social media was a mistake. Fair warning. Do not get into content creation in an attempt to make money. You will hate it. Do it as a hobby, like I do. Just find enjoyment in just, you know, doing what you enjoy instead of trying to like monetize everything. You will have so much more fun. There are some people I've seen that have started VTubing around the same time as me, but they went into it like with like the different mindset, where they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be, you know, super famous and everything like that. And then they get burnt out like super quick. Ow. Ow. And it's just not sustainable. This needs to be kind of social media. Not as much. Ow. I mean, a little bit, kind of. Because you probably, especially if it's like an online paper, you still, you know, get paid probably based on how many clicks like the article got and everything like that. But I mean, with that one, it's a much more sustainable job. Content creation like YouTube or like being a TikTok person or whatever, TikToker, a Twitch streamer, what have you. That is very, very, for lack of a better word, swingy. Where you could have success one day, you know, be making okay-ish money, and then like the very next day you could be like completely irrelevant again, and it's just the way the algorithm works and the way trends change over time, and it's just it's not sustainable unless you're doing it for the fun of it. You're not basing an entire like lifestyle off of it. I like it's not something I do for like money. I'm talking about I ran over my foot. What? You ran over your foot, so I don't feel like. Ow! Ow! Ah!
Come in and check it out.
Oh, you should definitely put some ice on that. More than anything else, put some ice on that. Compression and elevation. But I do recommend, even if it's just like a sandwich or whatever, get yourself something to eat as well, please. Please. You're good? Okay. Good. But still. Ow. How did you, if I may ask, and you don't have to answer, how did you end up running over your foot? That's painful. But, be right back. I just want to try to chop up some tomatoes. Oh, nice. Yeah, tomatoes are one of the few, like, culinary vegetables, biological fruits. Definitely one of the few that I don't really like eating raw. But I do enjoy them quite a bit cooked up or in, like, other dishes and everything. I was in a car, don't worry about that, almost happened too. That's horrible. Pulling a heavy cart and went bam. Ow. It's like back when I was working retail, one of my coworkers, a pallet, someone didn't wrap it properly before delivery, and he was unwrapping it, and like a big heavy car part fell off, and it landed right on his foot, and it was absolutely horrible. He had to go to the emergency room and everything. Thankfully, the emergency room was literally like right behind, like literally right behind where we worked. Like it was within walking distance, so we could kind of basically the human crutched it and kind of hobbled him over there, helped him fill out the paperwork and everything. Didn't have to, you know, call an ambulance or anything like that. Basically just kind of called them, let them know, hey, we're bringing someone that's injured in and all that. But yeah, he ended up, I think, he didn't break anything, but he definitely ended up fracturing a couple of the smaller phalanges in his foot. So he had to wear a boot for a couple months.
I told you there was pumps.
Making tacos. Tacos, nice. I love tacos. I love Mexican food in general. Mexican food is so good. Like yeah, so much good stuff. Like you do the enchiladas where you cook the protein mixed up with all that stuff, wrap it in the tortillas with the cheese, covered in enchilada sauce, covered in more cheese. You bake it, very tasty. You have the I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce this correctly. The chilaquiles, which are basically like this egg and like tortilla dish. And it is, oh my gosh, it is so good. It's a really tasty like breakfast or brunch dish. Same with huevos rancheros are also really good. That it's basically fried eggs, chorizo and diced up vegetables, and an open-faced toasted tortilla with some sauce on it as well. Very good as well, because especially if you toast the tortilla just right, where it's like crunchy, and you cook the eggs just right, where they're just a little bit on the runny side, it kind of soaks into the tortilla with the salsa, and oh, it is very good. Huevos rancheros are absolutely delicious. Definitely very underrated Mexican Tex-Mex dish. Oh, buddy. That poor truck, though. That poor truck just got T-bones. Alright, nice and smooth through here. No issues. We even had an extra nitrous.
I taught you everything you know, I say.
I bet you did, buddy. Sweet, we got zone. We got zone. Yeah, zone. Alright. Final stage. That one's a fairly easy one as well. The San Diego races are usually pretty straightforward. Nothing not too much issues. I like how we have the 4-door Charger though. Literally about as close as you can get to a modern muscle car. Nope, it's a tuner, guys. It's a tuner. The most modern muscle car in the muscle cars class is the Impala. The 96 Impala. It's kind of silly because in the B class tuners class you have things like basically a heavily modified Mustang with the Celine SR. You have the Dodge Charger, the 99 RT. You have the more modern, the 05 Charger as well. Then you have the Viper, which could be considered probably either an exotic or a muscle car, depending on classifications and everything. But nope, instead you have older Corvettes, a Camaro from the time when most of the vehicles were absolutely choked with emissions regulations. And yeah. Very interesting choice for some of the B-class muscle cars. Still really beautiful vehicles though, and I would definitely own them in real life if I could, especially if they were, you know, in mint condition. But yeah. This Lotus though, oh my gosh, this is very nice. The handling is just It's basically exotic level handling, and I love it. I love it.
You afraid of spending that money, you see? Come on, man. I'll hook you up.
I bet you will, but right now, no. We will be buying a very, very expensive SUV afterwards, though, with the Gambala. Very, very cool. It's basically a Porsche Cayenne, but it's been even more modified. Yes, look at that. 2, 1, go. Another stage race, so super, super quick. Oh, smooth over that jump as well. Barely even, okay, that was much less smooth. That was much less smooth. But the first time over the jump, the first jump, very, very smooth. Absolutely no issues there whatsoever. Second jump, a little bit less smooth, but still no issues. Third jump, yeah, no, that was very unsmooth. Alright, let's get right into slipstream. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 0.03 seconds! That's painful. Thankfully the race is very quick though. But oh my word. That didn't go our way. Had a good start, decent lead, and kind of went bye-bye. Oh, but look how smoothly it just slides around the corner as well. The tuners class, definitely very, very nice class. Very, very enjoyable. A lot of great vehicles there. Ow. Oh boy. This Spree is such an underrated vehicle as well. Very, very nice. It's a V8 powered British performance vehicle.
Don't be getting no big head now.
Very, very cool. Absolutely, absolutely love the car. Yes. Oh yeah, we haven't done the split bikes yet either. So we have the tuners, the split bikes, and the SUVs still to go. So probably do the SUVs after the tuners. Get that Gambala, and then finally finish up with the split bikes. Again, I enjoy racing with the split bikes though, because once you kind of figure out their rhythm and where their limit of grip is, and it's a very, very high limit as well. You can really lean on them, really push them, and you can have, you know, very clean races as well. Like I enjoy the split bike races. I don't like the chopper races, but the split bike races, oh yeah, very, very nice. Oh, look at that Murcielago as well. Yummy. All right. Hockey Town. Does Detroit have a hockey team? Maybe. It wouldn't surprise me with it being a northern state and everything. Vipe out. That is an amazing license plate. So many. Oh wow, a lot of matte black Vipers here. Very, very nice. Oh yeah. Literally going right past the hockey store. Oh, and this Spree, absolutely gorgeous. I wish more racing games had the Lotus Esprit. Like a bunch of them have like the Lotus, either the Lotus Evora or the Lotus Elise, and those are great vehicles as well. More of them definitely need to have the Esprit. Very, 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 very cool vehicle. It's got that James Bond credibility as well with the older Lotus Esprit, with the for your eyes only. With it turned into a submarine, which, ironically, talking about Twitter X and everything, I believe is still currently owned by Elon Musk. That actually owns quite a bit of different collectible vehicles. But yeah, the Lotus Esprit, very, very nice vehicle, very, very pretty car. It's got that really, really cool wedge design with the pop-up headlights. I'd love to see Lotus kind of make a modern Esprit, kind of the middleweight performance mid-engine supercar. Because it was always kind of a dark horse performance vehicle that always got overlooked until, you know, it was on the racetrack, or, you know, you saw the performance numbers and you realized, oh yeah, that's actually a really fast car. But especially the late 90s, early 2000s Esprits, those were some of my favorites as well. Because they just, I mean, it basically just looks like a more refined tie-in sports car. And it is so nice.
Now you're in the game.
Yeah, we are in the game. Sweet. Next race. Brickyard. I got another circuit race. This is gonna give us a lot of money as well. We're gonna be kind of paying back the money, or getting back the money we paid for the Lotus, and tuning it up as well. Purple Rain, one more power. And this is gonna be very, very nice. We have a good amount of off-road sections here, some on-road sections, some very tight, twisty corners. Should be interesting. If they ever remake these games, they need to add a photo mode though. Like, the world itself is super detailed, and you spend so much time like customizing your vehicle. Like, I'd love to have a photo mode in this game. You can kind of get away with it on the emulator by screenshotting in the pause menu, by like free roaming the camera and stuff. We don't get all the extra like filters and options and everything to really, you know, kind of make it your own picture and everything. Ow, be easy there. Come on, give me speed. Yes. Alright, Tippy tap the brakes. Use a little bit of zone. Back up the speed again with some nitrous. Oh my gosh, just staying in handles amazingly though. So good. Absolutely love the performance of this car. Beautiful. Alright, let's go again. Alright, a couple more corners, and then we will be done this race too. Tearing through the tuners, having pretty much no issues, especially compared to the choppers. The choppers gave us lots of difficulty. This is much more manageable.
You know, me.
Yeah, we're unlocking a whole bunch of body mods as well. Not gonna be able to use them because none of the Class B tuners have body modifications available. But still really nice, still really cool. All right, where are we now? Oh, okay. This is one of the This is the one of the Kyoshi races. Kyoshi? The one Japanese lady on the motorcycle. Her. Yeah. This is one of her races. And that Aprilia she drives, oh my gosh, that is a very, basically one of the fastest bikes in the game, bar none. Insane amounts of grip, insane amounts of acceleration, one of the highest top speeds in the game. It is basically, if you can control that bike is a game breaker, and it is a very nice bike, very cool. Nothing even comes close to the performance of the Mille, I don't speak Italian, factory. I know, so there's so many good Italian bike manufacturers. Well, you have Ducati, you have Aprilia. Very nice. A lot of really cool European bikes. A lot of cool Japanese bike manufacturers as well. I like motorcycles as well. I don't know nearly as much about them as I do with the cars.
You got game?
But
You all know that.
oh my gosh, it's still fun watching like a lot of the different motorcycle races as well. The sheer amount of the sheer amount of skill that it takes to ride those motorcycles at speed on some of these courses. Oh my gosh, it is so cool watching them, you know, go through the corners, and because you know you're on such a narrow band of rubber as well on the tires compared to the compared to a street car. And of course, you're not really producing much aerodynamic grip as well. The cornering speeds are slower than in most four-wheeled motorsports, but the straight line speeds are able to reach due to the lightweight, the incredibly high power to weight ratio that they have. Oh my word, they're able to get some really high speeds, and it's really cool kind of watch them kind of tiptoeing around the corners and then going full speed afterwards. Very nice. Actually, I may go sport bike then SUV, since we're in the Atlanta. Just because that'll allow us to then go after one of the tournaments first, and then we can start going after the races. Whatchamacallit? Brain has stopped working. The car club races. There we go. So we get some extra vehicles as well, some extra money. Because one of these races is one of these tournaments is an autocross race. Or yeah, it's an autocross, so the road is completely closed. Don't have to worry about traffic. Don't have to worry about falling off your bike. And with the Aprilia, that means basically we have full carte blanche to go as fast as we want. Because unlike real life, bikes in this game can take corners much faster than the four-wheel counterparts, and they're very quick if you can avoid falling off. Granted though, like I said, the exotics definitely give the bikes a good run for the money, and I just prefer the consistency of the exotics versus the outright speed of the sport bikes in the A class. Makes it so much better, makes it so much easier. Yeah, hi there. Oh, that alleyway there, that alleyway is super sketch. Very twisty, very turny. Lots of accidents in that one. Lot of ruined races due to the chicane of the alleyway. Gotta take it very nice, very easy. And then full speed ahead here. That could have ended poorly. That could have ended very poorly. But we got through it. We got through it. New tuner hoods. Alright, next race, let's go. Alright, back. Welcome back, Adachi. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying those tacos. Nice. Alright, basically a whole bunch of Mustangs and a whole bunch of Dodge Chargers. And here we are in a little British exotic car, all of them classified as tuners. But hey, I'm not complaining. I get to drive this, and I get to enjoy driving a Lotus. Let's go. Let's do it. Right now, we're definitely having better luck with the tuners than we did have with the choppers. The choppers were absolutely horrible. This is much more manageable. The handling is much more predictable, much more balanced. The car can go around the corners quite quickly. It's got decent enough acceleration. Very, very nice top speed. Alright, let's wait to get a little bit straightened out. We have a little bit clearer view of the road. The chicane, nice and smooth. This might just be a me thing. Does anyone else, when they encounter like roundabouts in the road, do you guys almost like treat them like a chicane or whatever when you're just going straight through? Where you kind of like, you know, you try to get really, really close to the one side, then really, really close to the other side. Try to take like, you know, like the racing line through. That may just be a me thing, because I'm weird like that. But it's really, really fun, kind of like getting the right side wheels kind of just barely into like the drainage gutter when you're going to the right, and then back to the left, almost barely touching the apron of the roundabout, and then kind of getting the right wheels back in the the drainage gutter on the going back to the right when exiting the roundabout. It's very, very, very fun. I don't know. I find a lot of fun doing that. Although you gotta be careful though, because you risk kind of curving your wheels. And if you have, you know, nice wheels and everything on your vehicle, then if you scrape them up, then it's very, very expensive to repair or replace. And it definitely ruins the resale value of your vehicle. So it's one thing you gotta kind of have to be, you know, cautious on. That bus though, right in front of us. But no, I do drive when circumstances allow it and it's safe to do so. I do drive very spiritedly. It's fun. But of course, you know, only when, you know, you still gotta make sure you're well within the limits of your vehicle, well within, you know, all that stuff as well. But it's still kind of fun, you know, going on like the twisty roads and everything. You know, going just a little bit over the speed limit, but still, you know, within limits of grip. Very, very fun. I like doing that. There just isn't, with the exception of like three dirt track kind of close to by, and a drag strip, there isn't much for, you know, sporty driving outside of like, you know, surface streets. So that's kind of what I do. Don't street race though. Street racing is very dangerous, very illegal. If you are quote unquote street racing, do it in a much more, you know, closed environment, away from traffic, away from all that stuff. You know, try to make it as safe as possible. Because speed can be dangerous, especially when you're outside of the limits of grip on your vehicle. Yep, hello officers. Hello there, officers. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, right now we're not having any issues with this race. Our Lotus is just as fast as the F1 cars during the 60s and early 70s were. Very, very rapid. Oh boy, a lot of air time there. Heavy hit on the ground. That is alright. Cross the line. Yum. Very nice.
What's the money for, dude? Spend it on your car.
We'll be spending it on a sport bike in about 2 races, alright? Calm yourself down, Apone. All of you will be getting plenty of money from me very, very shortly as we kind of continue to expand our garage. Oh, and another short circuit race. Yes, please. So this one has a lot of stuff going on. We had that tanker truck there. It gets a little bit hectic, especially if someone hits it. There are times where sometimes it blocks the entire road and you gotta find a way around it. You do have, occasionally you have the police officer that spawns in. And that makes it a little bit interesting as well. Right now though, no issues. Alright, good. The tanker truck is out of the way. He is well in the gas station, which is good. The thing is, we're barely going straight enough to use more than like 1 nitrous boost per lap. Like we are pretty much constantly turning left. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, we will. Oh boy. Full speed ahead. Final turn. Final straightaway. Yo. Nice. And look, it's Mega Kitty Twitter.
You must be rolling in paper, man.
Yeah, that's a downside though. Once you reach a certain amount of money, the game's like, hey, you need to spend some of that money. You need to spend it. And I'm like, yeah, but not yet. I wanna save it up to make sure we get all the vehicle classes and everything. Oh wow. Hey, at least one other person is driving a Lotus, which is good. I think this is the final race. To drive our beautiful Lotus Esprit through the heart of Atlanta. The only Midnight Club city I have personally been to. What I would like to kind of do, I think one summer it'd be kind of fun to kind of visit all 3 of the U.S. Midnight Club cities. Do kind of like a trip, like, you know, like a plan, kind of do a week in San Diego, do a weekend at like Atlanta, do a week in Detroit, just to kind of see, you know, what, obviously plan it out, make sure you know what we're doing and everything, for that type of stuff. But that'd be really fun to do. Maybe see if we recognize some of the sites that we see, you know, during the gameplay as well. So they do try to at least add, you know, they kind of add like almost like, they make it like the theme park version of the cities, where they include like, you know, a lot of like the main landmarks and everything. Whew. Police officers making a makeshift chicane there. That'd be a lot of fun though. Because while I've been to Atlanta, I don't remember too much from it. So it was a long time ago that I was there. So it'd be really cool to kind of visit again, especially because that one is a much shorter drive, probably about 10-ish hours, give or take. And there we go, we're at the Nissan Skyline. Absolutely nice, beautiful JDM car. Not even legal in the United States yet. Very cool.
That there's one of the most beautiful
RB26 inline 6 turbocharged 280 horsepower 4-wheel drive. Very cool. Very nice car. Unfortunately, it is a C class, so we're not going to be really using it all that much. But it is a nice vehicle to have in a garage, in our collection. I wish it was more like car class, and especially like more vehicle class specific races. That'd be very enjoyable. Yeah, this is the Gambala, the GT750. A very pricey vehicle, but it is based off of the Porsche Cayenne. But with the body kit and with a lot of power, so much power. It's got the Ducati 999R. Interesting, almost steam locomotive front headlight design. But we're gonna go instead with the Miele Factory, much more top speed. Perfect handling. This is basically one of the fastest vehicles in the game. And yeah, it shows. It shows. It is an absolutely terrifying car. I don't know why I call it a car. It's not a car, but you know what I mean. And now that we have the different peoples, we have the different yeah. Do Spider. We have a bunch of different outfits for our people now. Very cool. We got Malik. Kinda looks nice in that sport jacket. We might go with that. Alright, Regal, Predator, Warlock, Wolverine, Triton. I got the Triton wheels. Those are nice. And yeah, we're gonna keep those wheels. Ooh. That looks kinda nice. We're gonna go with the carbon fiber. I kinda wanna keep the bike kind of close to stock there. Yeah. And then the detail shop. Do we have any good vinyl? Ooh. The downside though is we do have the factory vinyls as well, which kind of already take up quite a bit of space. Arizona tea. Oh yeah. No, having a nice cold drink feels so good. So nice. But oh my word, yeah, no, it's been like super hot here in Maryland as well. Like we got up well into the 90s as well, and it was absolutely brutal. Where is... But thankfully we do get frequent rainstorms and everything like that. So kind of basically it gets really hot, and then it storms, and it kind of knocks the heat out of the air for like, a couple hours. And then like the next day it gets really hot again, and then it storms, and it kind of knocks the heat out of the air. And then basically that's kind of summer here in Maryland. Is a lot of rain, a lot of heat.
Now you in the game.
But also very, it's manageable. Although also very humid. Is this a tournament? I'm trying to remember which one the tournament. No, that's not the tournament. That's the dub tournaments. That one we'll be doing last. Just because that one we're gonna need a supercar for the consistency. It's this one that we'll be doing a tournament one. Yes. Yes, the Hotlanta tournament. with all the autocross stuff as well. And we get to win a very beautiful Ducati as well. Lower displacement, 1000cc bike. Yes. But you can see here that this bike is brutally quick. Very quick to get up to very quick to get up to speed. Very quick around the turns. Especially the longer sweepers. Like, it just grips. Surprised we're having this much issue, though. A bike carried me through Atlanta and early Detroit. Oh, the bike we won from the Hot Atlanta tournaments. Yeah, it is a nice bike as well. It is a very, very solid bike. Bikes can be absolutely brutally overpowered in this game if you know how to use them. I'm kind of okay-ish at them. I can usually do decently enough once I kind of like find a groove. Also, welcome to the stream, Bilf. Bilf Hunter. Very, 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 very nice name. Oh boy, easy there. Final turn. There we go. Well over a second clear. Very nice. But you know, the bikes, if you know how to use them, they really, really, really help.
Excellent.
Although, if you don't know how to use them, they become more of a liability than a blessing. Don't want to get it in the USA though. Oh, trying to get that 50 or 100cc Vespa. Think about electric. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't have too much experience with electric Vespas and everything like that. I have a minor experience with a gasoline-powered one, and it's okay if you live either in like a really, really dense city with like not a lot of parking, or you live basically, as long as you're not doing anything that, you know, that goes over about 40 miles an hour, you should be fine. But going up to and around 40 miles an hour, even faster than that, gets a little bit sketchy. I subbed to you until I saw the notification. How was my day? It was pretty good. How has your day been? I've been enjoying my new job recently. Building and developing power tools and stuff. I even got to been doing some training and stuff like that, learning how to build living hinges for injection molded plastic. Because prior to this job, I've never had to design anything in plastic. Everything's been in metal because of I was in the aerospace industry and everything. So very, very different. Pretty good. Nice, nice, nice. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Oh yeah, that is a beautiful bike though. I love the split bikes. Very, very pretty vehicles. Absolutely shred through the corners. I've got a slight chicane here, but the bike is fast enough that we can kind of go through without... Oh, gosh. Never mind. Never mind. Alright, that chicane may cause us to eat lots of asphalt. During this race. Hopefully we can... Yeah, this lap's kind of been kind of a dud. We can at least learn a little bit of the track and do better in the next lap. Oh, this is a fairly long lap as well, so we do have a lot of opportunity to catch up. The problem with where I live is that everyone can't drive. Yeah, I forgot you're up in like Illinois, like Chicago-ish area, right? Yeah, that's gotta be rough driving. This section killed me as a kid. Oh yeah, no, the autocross race is either like super easy, and then like the final one, regardless of the city, the final one is like obnoxiously difficult. And you basically need to do it like a near perfect run. send a guy down on a one-way street, make a U-turn illegally, and crash into a house gate because he didn't look out for cars. Ouch. People drive drunk and high. the marijuana a lot as well. Yeah, no, back when I was living in Baltimore, there was definitely quite a few instances of people just a little bit out there when driving. Rather live somewhere Vespa somewhere common. Yeah, you gotta move to like either a smaller, kind of a smaller area, or like kind of out into the suburbs or something like that maybe. But yeah, no, it is. City driving is very hit or miss. Sometimes it's not too bad, and then sometimes it is absolutely horrible. Interesting fact: the Atlanta Hawks made the 2008 NBA playoffs with a losing record of 37-45. Wow. And were they like either like a wild card pick or like something like that, where they like just barely made it in? It must have been a pretty rough season, and or a very dominant season for a very select few teams as well, to the point where they were able to kind of get in with that record. Yeah, Chicago and Detroit. Ouch. So, all right, so you got the kind of the mixture of the urban sprawl for both of those cities. Very fun though. At least you are close by like the lakes and stuff like that. I've heard the lakeside area is very pretty. But yeah, you get some very interesting drivers. Right now, at least in Baltimore, I'm not sure if it's you guys having that further west. But in a lot of cities on the East Coast, we have what's known as like the Kia Boys, where like they steal literally everyone's in Aprilia. Where they use like an Apple an iPhone charger to steal certain makes and models of Hyundai and Kia vehicles, and they go like joyriding and street racing and everything in them, and it causes lots of issues. The Eastern Conference is very weak during the time. In fact, they have nicknamed the Leastern Conference. Yeah, now that is. I mean, they managed to make it through though, which is good, but I can't imagine they did they lasted too long there. Honestly, I wanna play Minute Club 3. I'm too lazy to get it set up on my laptop. Minute Club 3 is definitely one of those games where I love it a lot, but it used to frustrate me a lot as a kid as well, because I didn't get good at it until I was well into like my high school years. As a kid, like I still played it to completion, but it was a lot more raging and foaming at the mouth and all that stuff. Very awkward time. Haven't heard anything from the Kia Boys in a while. Oh no, we still get them quite a bit here in the Baltimore metropolitan area, Baltimore DC metropolitan area quite frequently. They're eliminated in the first round by the Celtics. Ouch. I mean, they made the playoffs, but they didn't. They kind of got stopped right in the tracks then. Oh, Bike is very squirrely in the wet. Bike does not like the wet. Rear end wants to go just a little bit sideways. Same, I had to speedrun it for a long time because I didn't have a memory card until like 3rd grade. But thankfully I had a memory card for it. I had the big 32 megabyte memory card. It's weird to have that, since that was considered a lot of data storage back then. Nowadays, if you don't have multiple terabytes, you're like, nope. You maybe get like 1 or 2 games saved on your console. Never had enough to master the mechanics. Yeah, it was. This game, just with the sheer speed that you're going at, And with how difficult all the races are and the sheer amount of traffic and everything, it was a very challenging game. It still is very challenging. But it's part of that frustration and part of that challenge that makes it fun, though. Nah, it's nothing. It still gives me a few issues here and there. Foaming at the low tier. Yes, no. I used to rage so much at games when I was a kid. I've gotten a lot better, but even then, like nowadays, I still need to like take the deep breaths sometimes if I get like in a spot where I'm just constantly in the same section where I'm like, oh gosh, this again, why? But especially with streaming, it's much easier to kind of relieve the pressure and everything. Ironically, like other people when they stream, they like turn into rage monsters. I'm like, it's entertaining. It's funny seeing me absolutely fail here. And everybody, great choice of motorcycles. I believe Mini Club 3 is the reason why I'm so stubborn and getting my headache with games. Yep, this game, Kurt's Killer Ride, and Need for Speed Underground, and there was one other like really, oh yeah, and the Tokyo Extreme Racer games are probably the reason why I basically have the mantra of, no matter what, I'm just gonna keep trying until I get this right. I don't care how long it takes. I am gonna keep trying until I get this right. Which is a double-edged sword, because on one hand, it does mean that you do eventually break through the wall. But on the other hand, you end up with a vast amount of brain damage from constantly banging your head against the wall, and you're like, oh, I have a headache now. I need to sleep. But yeah, no, it is very... The stubbornness, though, does help quite a bit with racing games, where it's all about the repetition and the gradual incremental improvements each and every lap. You can kind of just put in the effort and put in the time to get faster and faster. I think the best racing drivers are the ones that are really stubborn. I said I lost my copy of Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2 K3. Oh, that game was, it still is one of my favorite PS2 racing games. It's definitely in the top 10. Very fun game. I absolutely love that one. That's one of the benefits though of like certain sites online, is that you can find the ISO files of some of those games, as well as you can find the ISO file of the European only Kato Battle Chain Reaction, which is the one that got released between Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 1 and Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2. And that game is a lot of fun as well. Very fun. Highly recommend that one as well if you can find the ISO file floating around on the interwebs. Very nice. I mean, all three of the Tokyo Extreme Racer Drifts are very fun games, because especially with those ones, compared to the highway, the mainline games, those ones you have a much larger selection of vehicles that can be competitive. Personally, I use Vims, but I don't know a place to get the Japanese Euros ISOs. Oh, there are, I believe CD Romance, CD, something like that, has the ISO files for, I believe it definitely has the ISO file for, Kato Battle Chain Reaction. And that one is very good. I use that one for some of the basic things that I either can't find, like after multiple months of searching, or things that are region locked that were never sold in the States. I use that for, and it's very nice. Or for actual ROM hacks themselves, because they have a decent selection of ROM hacks for the PlayStation 1 games as well. Like the complete edition of Need for Speed High Stakes, as well as Gran Turismo 2 Plus. They have both of those, and both of those work very, very nice from there. Yum. Remember seeing a guy doing an A86 only run on the Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero disc. That's...
You for reals, Holmes?
That is painful. I know it's possible to do it in Tokyo Extreme Racer 3, because that one you can do the engine swaps, and you can swap with the inline 6, which is better. And with the lightweight vehicle, with some proper tuning. CD Paradise? No, a CD Romance. Give me 1 second. Yeah. There we go. Boop. He couldn't beat the game even with speed hacks, sadly. Yeah, no, the Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero, like some of the final bosses have well over 1,000 horsepower, and it's just not doable. You could probably cheese some of the bosses around like the C1 loop and everything, because a lot of times they have issues, especially with the center dividers. But it is a very tricky game, and all of the Wangan racers will probably blow you out of the water, especially on the second half of the game. But seeing an 86 hitting 236 miles an hour is insane. Yeah, it is. It is absolutely brutal. I usually either go for the Viper or the Skyline for my playthroughs. For sort of the end game vehicle. Because both of those, the Skyline has the grip and acceleration, which allows you to get to the top speed very, very nicely. But the Viper has a much higher top speed. The Viper is one of the few vehicles that can hit that 250 mile an hour top speed cap in Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero. And it is very, very cool. So you get to see the streaks coming off of like the various aerial components and everything. Very, very cool, but very very sketchy trying to drive it on the C1 loop though. It is you have to be very careful, because it does not like turning. And then when it does turn, then it wants to spin. Oh, highway race. Let's go. Highway race on the bikes. Some of my favorite things to do because of just being able to weave through the vehicles. Yes. And you get to reach some of the insanely high speeds. Or and end up in the back of a minivan. We just got liquefied there. It's my favorite race in Atlanta. Yeah, this one and the one circuit race on the highway, both of them are very, very fun, just due to the high speed that you're able to reach throughout the track. Very, very, very fun. And it lets you really get to the top end of your vehicle. Ow. Although I'm having some minor issues here. So I'm basically trying to keep it at 250 miles an hour when I need to kind of slow down a little bit for some of the turns. But like the sport bikes are absolutely crazy in their speed and in their handling. Just tearing through the corners.
Come on, pimp. Don't be getting arrogant because you want to race now.
Nice. Alright. That's all of Atlanta done. Let's go to Detroit. Rock City. Motor City. And then finally San Diego. But we'll finally gonna get the SUVs races knocked out. Oh gosh. Poor Malik. I like his jacket though. That is a very, very nice jacket that Malik has. Alright, Detroit. Let's go. I do wish there was more time to use some of the slower vehicles in the game that you can kind of like test them out and stuff. It'd be very, very fun. But unfortunately, that's just not how it goes. And at least during most playthroughs. So the vehicles kind of only exist as a curiosity. You don't really get the chance to race them too much. With some of like, especially like the D and the C class, like luxury vehicles and SUVs and stuff. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use the Hummer H1 in this game, because by the time you have enough money for it, most of the time the other people are using the that's before using the extras on bikes. Oh yeah, the non-named riders and stuff. Yeah, those are fun too. But I don't know. So sometimes the named characters, they have that extra kind of personality, that extra flair. And it's just fun. Especially the name characters they don't necessarily race up against. Like Malik or, not Phil, but who's the other guy? Or Gomez, what have you. Like, they do have a decent amount of named characters that, like, you can use, that don't necessarily break the canon. And the outfits for most of them are very, very nice as well. Sure, it's just palette swaps, but you know, it is cool they give you customization in your character as well. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Alright, ease on the brakes. I want to know that H1 is insane if you can drive correctly. I remember a speedrun and beatings on this with it. Wait, really? No way, the H1 is actually like the secret overpowered car that people look at and laugh at and go, ah, nah, why would you pay this much money for a D-class SUV? That is insane. It's like in the PC version, because it only works in the PC version, but in the PC version of Mini Club 2, the Emu, basically Steven's vehicle, which is the second vehicle you get outside of your starter car. So after you beat Moses, he's usually the next one you go after. His vehicle is actually incredibly quick as well, because you can kind of fishtail with it. And fishtailing gets the car up to like some ridiculous speed of like, you know, 220, 230 miles an hour in only like a couple of seconds. And you can literally, you know, easily defeat the likes of Saba with it. I remember seeing a video with like 1,000 views of him using it.
Good driving, pal.
That is insane. I don't think I'd have the ability to do that. But oh my gosh, the fact that the H1, when the developers probably put it in as basically just a vanity vehicle, just to showcase, you know, for players to showcase their wealth and customization. They put it in, you know, for that. Turns out to be actually super useful for speedrunning strats. How do people even find that? I didn't know that. Next time I'm in Midnight Clue, I'll try it out. Yeah, it only works on the PC version though. It's like it's the fishtailing maneuver. Basically, you kind of almost need to keep like tapping the handbrake and kind of like getting the car to like drift back and forth and back and forth. And if you do it just right, the car will basically accelerate forwards due to the weird drifting physics. And it'll reach some like very high speed. But you can only do it on the PC version of the game. You can't do it on the PS2 version. So it's basically, since I played the PS2 version on emulator, I can't do that. So I had to kind of beat it legitimately. Oh boy, that was, I was gonna say that was close, but that went even worse for us. Alright, thankfully we at least have another lap to catch back up with the rest of the pack. Oh gosh. Ow. Alright, we don't have a whole lot of time now. Zone. I forgot we had this. Nope. Alright. Made a mistake. Minor mistake there. Alright, let's go. But it's always cool when like certain glitches, certain like unintended features get used by like, you know, like the top skill players of like certain games, and it gets discovered. It's really cool, like seeing people like going into the deep dive, you know, about like the game's physics and everything. Detroit is the most rage-inducing fun map I've played, honestly. It's definitely a very difficult map. A lot of very tight sections, a lot of very twisty corners, a lot of places where you can very easily get all kinds of crossed up. But it is also very fun with the amount of freedom that you usually get going through the map as well. Like you can usually kind of pick your own route, and for the most part you can usually have multiple different routes that are all about equally paced as well, which makes it fun. Oh yeah, seeing the pros making use of glitches and discovering glitches always. Exactly. Like for example, one speedrunner that I watch quite a bit of is like Dark Viper AU. I like seeing some of his speedruns and challenges and stuff. And seeing all the like the different facts about like GTA 5 that he's found over the years, and various glitches and bugs and everything. Like it's really cool, like how enemies are less likely to shoot you when you have the weapon wheel or the character switching wheel out and stuff. And you kind of almost use that as a makeshift like Franklin or Michael ability. Very nice.
Look at that. Fly.
But it's also kind of funny seeing sometimes things that he expects to happen completely break the other way as well. I love the routes we can use, the tightness of Detroit, and I adore the Viper. The Viper is super nice. Though this time around I used the Elise. Not the Elise, the Esprit. Just because that was a truck taking that corner very fast. Just because I use the Viper every time. I wanted to use a different vehicle, and the Esprit, it doesn't quite have the acceleration or the top speed of the Viper, but the handling is absolutely amazing. 1 in a billion. What are even the chances? Ah, yes, the Cougar. The Cougars as well, the mountain lions going after poor light Cobra, Great Britain. Yes. It is very fun seeing stuff like that happen as well. Or, oh gosh, the poor pacifist run challenge as well. Meriwether Fleet's here, bro! Handling this game is overpowered again, not gonna lie. Yeah, handling, I mean, it depends on like the course as well, and how much traffic there is. If there's like mass amounts of traffic, you want acceleration and top speed. But on like less, lower traffic density courses, you do want the grip. But handling is very useful stat. I know we didn't have any issue with the tuner races, and we're barely having any issues with the sport bike races. And most of the time, it's just down to me being overly aggressive for the sport bike. You kind of have to drive at closer to like 80% of the bike's speed as opposed to 100%. Just so you have a little bit of wiggle room to kind of maneuver around unexpected traffic. Whereas cars, you can at least kind of hit them and tap them and everything, and only have a minor loss of speed. The bikes you have much more issues with if you try to go at 100% of their performance. The choppers, though, I absolutely hate riding the choppers. You missed that section, but that was absolute pain going through the chopper races. Ow. I was expecting that vehicle to be moving. There we go. Very, very good. Really, really close up behind Malik. Alright, let's make sure we don't miss this turn now. Full speed down this straightaway, no traffic. Okay, slight traffic. Nearly got T-boned by a box truck going at Mach 20. He's like, gimme hugs! Oh, the speed though on these straightaways. Yes! Oh, we probably broke that lady's ankles. Big jump. Little bump there. I love how the brakes as well, when you're hard on the brakes, they kind of begin glowing red as well. Very, very cool.
Don't be getting all arrogant on me now.
I love racing the sport bikes. So much fun. That box truck did not want me to be on the road. No. That like they were doing well over 100 miles an hour in the box truck. Like that is a very, very, very fast box truck. Alright, let's go to the delivery section. You know, there's the brakes going too much. It's like that. Those little like subtle details that make like certain games, especially like racing games, really, really cool. Like the little like the backfire if you have like a modified exhaust system in Gran Turismo 4. The exhaust sometimes backfires when you downshift, which is cool. And the brakes glow there as well in both Gran Turismo 3 and Gran Turismo 4. Or like the heat waves coming off of the track in the cars in Gran Turismo 3 replay mode. Very, very cool. It's the little details that just really make the game nice. Or for example, in Need for Speed Underground 2, different engine modifications make make your engine sound differently. So for example, if you upgrade the engine to stage 3 but still don't install a turbo kit, the engine will still sound like super aggressive, but you won't get the blow-off valve sound. And it's just really nice. All right. Got a couple more races here in San Diego in the split bikes. Yes. It's cool. Wish more against Sedecitos. Yeah, exactly. It kind of shows like the passion and the love that the different like creators had for the source material and stuff. The source material in this one being the cars, adding those little extra touches is very cool. Because they don't necessarily need to have them, and the general layman, the general person probably may or may not notice if they're missing. But the fact that the enthusiasts will notice when it's there is why they put it in, so that the enthusiast can be like, oh wow, look at this. And it kind of shows that the developers themselves are also enthusiasts about the subject as well. Oh, it's gonna be a close one. Nope, that was a horrible turn. Yeah, use those nitruses. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna fall for that this time. I'm gonna fall for that though. Bike just decided it didn't quite want to turn even with the weight transfer. San Diego is deceptively difficult once you get into the higher speed vehicles as well. Like in a class, basically up to class B, it's not bad. And it's definitely one of the easier cities to race in. But in a class A vehicle, San Diego becomes very, very tricky. Just due to the sheer amount of jumps, sheer amount of hidden shortcuts. And especially with the amount of water you can fall into as well. Makes it very difficult. I love the winks and nods the enthusiasts the game developers put in. Exactly. Very, 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 very nice. Like for example, in Gran Turismo Sport and in Gran Turismo 7, the two Toyota Hachiroku vehicles, the A86 cars, the 11 and the Corolla, so the 11 and the Treno, they have, if you go into the cockpit view, they have the speed chime when you go over, like, I think it's 80 miles an hour, somewhere on that range. So you can hear the ding, 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 when you go over that. Or like in Enthusiast Professional Racing, different kind of simcade game released with the PS2. The rotary powered cars all have the little buzzer when you get to their red line. Oh boy, gotta jump off, which is really, really nice. San Diego really felt like it was for low to mid-end cars, not the high-end cars. Yeah, exactly. Like, even B-class cars are a little bit tricky in San Diego, but they're a little bit manageable. But A-class cars, though, absolutely give you quite a bit of a workout. Oh boy. Like there's just so many blind turns and so much traffic that it definitely makes it very tricky. On the bright side though, the AI can't really handle it as well. Really? Damn. So it becomes a race to see who can crash the least, who can kind of control the vehicle the best in an area that isn't really designed for these types of vehicles. Although when you do get a section right in an A-class car though, obviously not by doing that, when you do get a section right though, you feel amazing because you're just right on the limits of grip, you know, weaving through super tight alleyways, narrowly avoiding cars. You almost kind of feel like you're Spider-Man. You got that sixth sense. When in reality, it's more so just luck. Come on, come back down. Alright, nice and easy. Like how there wasn't rubber band and AI wasn't on rails in Medical 3. Yeah, they just kind of compensated by making the AI fast as hell. Like it's not until you get your A-class vehicle of your own
Nice one.
that you feel like you can kind of get on equal levels with them. Prior to that, they were always in much faster vehicles, which definitely makes it much more difficult and sometimes unfair. Because you'll be in a moderately tuned D-class car, and you'll already be going up against the likes of Dodge Vipers and everything else. Luck and skill is what you need to do well in San Diego. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, granted, it is of the three cities, it is definitely my favorite to look at. It's definitely got the coolest vibes of the three U.S. cities. Just because you got the coast, you got the military base, some industrial areas, some touristy areas as well. Like it is it's a very pretty city. But it is probably the most tricky to race on in a faster vehicle as well. And you do need a lot of luck, especially with the randomized traffic, in order to not, you know, get completely bodied by the opponents. Felt like you were catching up to the elite races in story. Yeah, like this. When you return to San Diego at the very end of the game to race against some of the final racers, it is very, very fun, but it is also some of the hardest races as well. Ow. But yeah, once you get an A-class car, you're like, okay, now we can fight. Now we are equal. And the game becomes significantly easier once you get a vehicle that is, you know, on equal pace with the rest of the opponents, because they can't get any faster. So basically, then it just comes down to pure pace and pure, you know, being able to handle the faster vehicles. Something I can't do right now. But it's definitely enjoyable. This is a tricky track, though. This is my first time seeing it as well. I don't remember doing this race ever. I don't remember seeing this ever come up in the rotation. But these corners, very, very tight, very technical. Probably only really be effectively done in the split bikes. Can you imagine trying to do this race in choppers? That would be absolute hell. Come on, nice and easy. I don't have too much longer to go. We still have 2 nitruses in reserve. But we really don't have any place to use them except for here. Yum! And across the line. Nice.
Alright, Holmes, that's a win. But don't let it get to your head.
We are almost...
Lots of competition out there.
We are almost a millionaire in-game. Encourage absolutely need to rip the handbrakes for the last turn. Yes. Probably need to slow it down quite a bit as well for that section. Also, because otherwise you're gonna have a bad time. Because it's just such a tight corner. Oh boy. Go. Go, go, go. Stop, stop, stop. Cross traffic. Alright, come on, let's get back up to speed. One thing I do like with the split bikes is it is fairly easy to catch back up with the leaders, because leaning down basically is like a weaker nitrous. And you can do that indefinitely as long as you can maintain control of your bike. So you can keep getting that additional speed there. Which does make it very, very useful. Oh, you. That was...
Come on, AC. Don't give up now.
Hey, at least he's not saying my driving is horrible. This game is absolutely brutal with some of the voice lines, though, when you lose. So close. Yeah, it's a tough one. Ow. Oh, wow, we almost... we almost ended up going through a second-story window. Just crash in. Hey, guys! How you go? How you doing? Mind if I just sit on your couch for a little bit? I'm bleeding from my everywhere. Oh boy, the speed though of the bikes. Alright, yeah, we'll go this way then. We're going this way. The game has decided we're gonna go this way, so we're gonna go this way. Deal with some of the extra traffic, doesn't matter. Much better.
Remember who taught you everything you know? Me.
You did? I mean, yeah, you did. Of course. You taught me everything I know. Oh gosh. Sport bike drag race. Literally just a straight line. Alright, let's see if the trolley gives us any grief. Nope, but they gave someone else issues. That's exactly what we need. Nice.
That is classic, Izzy.
One of the shortest races ever. Can't make the excuse that I didn't see the traffic cars. Sound like Mini Club LA, those black cars just blend in. Yes, the daytime in Mini Club LA made it very tricky. Very tricky. Mini Club LA was a very difficult game. It was a very fun game. Oh my gosh, was Mini Club LA fun. Probably one of the most fun I've had on a PS3 game. Maybe Gran Turismo 5 comes close. But yeah. Now we got a Kawasaki Ninja.
Ninja. If you got the guts to ride one, that is.
Oh, that's a beautiful vehicle, but absolutely terrifyingly fast. That was a fun race, at least. Yeah, it was. It was very fun, very quick. We got to see someone get completely bodied by the trolley. Alright, now let's get that Gambala. Wonder a 12-hour arrow as a kid. Aw, nice. Yeah, there's so many great vehicles, not only in this game but just in general. And you know, as a kid, especially when you grow up, like, you know, playing the racing games and everything, you're like, oh, look at that, that's so cool. And then you become an adult and you realize, oh yeah, but that's expensive. Mario is actually a pretty glitchy game. Uh-oh. Oh, what happened? What happened this time? Please tell me no loss of progress or anything like that. Please tell me that didn't happen. Only if you try to break it. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. How did you go about trying to break it? Oh, fun fact as well. Uwe Gambala, the president and creator of Gambala, he got murdered. Like, he literally, like, just got murdered in South Africa. And his company got shut down completely because of that. So it's always really awkward seeing his name pop up because it's like, oh, well then. Yeah, the company is just like completely gone. So, very not fun. What about the graphics? I didn't try to break it myself, I just know a ton of difficult exploits. Very nice. Very nice. Gambala actually still exists? Does it really? I thought it got closed. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. I didn't know that. I thought they got shut down completely. Didn't his son got sued by Porsche for some reason? Right. I think. I know the family itself has had a lot of difficult financial issues. And I know his son Mark Gambala. If I remember correctly, I think he has a completely different company now. thinking just kind of do like a subtle, something like that. Little subtle something there. Alright. Any body mods? No. We can, however, lower this down to the ground. Very, very nice. And I'm thinking... Yeah. Actually, let's get rid of the vinyl. The vinyl doesn't look good. I kind of like the cleaner look. So what are some of the crazy bugged items in Paper Mario? I kind of want to know what all completely just breaks the game. Man, a new Minecraft game would be a fresh air, honestly. Definitely. Oh my gosh, it just be very, very, very fun. Go right around there. Yeah. Like the electro pop at scissor goes 15 FP, but it's glitched. How much does it actually recover? If I may ask. Do we want gold trim? Nah, we don't want gold trim. Although the darker trim looks kind of nice. Nah, we'll keep the chrome for now with the darker rims. That actually doesn't look solid. That looks pretty solid. But no, a new Midnight Club game, as Midnight and I have talked about this before as well. A new Midnight Club game would be absolutely great. I guess like 200 FP. That actually gets you FP to your current hit point value plus 15. That is amazing. That is amazing. So if you're like super low on FP, you use that as like the emergency stuff when you're high on hit points, below an FP, and you use that to recover it up. That's how you use it. Very, very sweet. Maryland. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it is. That is nice. Unless you... So I don't remember much about Paper Mario. Like, if it has, like, very, very high amount of hit points or very, very low amount of hit points. If it has very, very high amount of hit points, then that's really, really good. But if you have, like, you know, only, like, maybe, like, maximum, like, 100 or whatever, like, closer to the end game, then it's... Then it's a little bit, then it's much more difficult. Then it's, you know, not as good. I mean, it's still useful. It's still more useful than it says it is, but less useful. It kind of depends on how much or how little hit points you have. If you have mass amounts of hit points, oh my gosh, then that item completely breaks the game. Say if you have 7 hot points and 35 points. If you use it, you get 22 FP. It goes. Oh. Oh, okay. So you basically got to use it when you're high hit points and low flower points. Let's see, return to some tuners like Gimbala, maybe the ability to make custom body kits. Since that all been seen lately. That'd be nice. I definitely like to see more like tuning companies and everything show up in racing games. I know Roof is still kind of very, very popular in a lot of racing games and stuff. Although less so than normal due to the fact that EA doesn't have the stranglehold on the Porsche license anymore. Also, your max hit point and flat points at 50 without badges. Okay, yeah, so it is definitely a double-edged sword then. basically you gotta make sure that your hit points are at least at least 15 more, or at least a decent amount more than your current flower points. But on the hand, if you stock up on that stuff, you can kind of cheese some of the bosses and everything, like using a lot more of your flower points for like special moves and everything. Keep your hit points high, but then keep using that to recover more hit points for pretty cheap. So it is a double-edged sword. You kind of have to use it correctly. The cookie is broken in a good way though. Alright, how is the cookie broken? We aren't in a Porsche drought anymore. I kind of miss those days, honestly. It's a mixed bag. I enjoy Porsche being in racing games now, and having them not being only relegated to Need for Speed, because Porsche cars, well, they're cool. But on the other hand, I kind of enjoyed seeing the different workarounds different companies did to get basically Porsche-esque vehicles into their game, with the likes of Gambala or Roof and those types of stuff. Oh, the cookie crumbles. How does that cookie crumble? Also, another one that I'd love to see more of in racing games is Alpina. Alpina is a sort of a tuning company for like BMW cars, and they got some really cool stuff as well. I'd love to see some Alpina vehicles. But outside of like 1 or 2 games, I've not seen too many Alpina vehicles in any racing games. It says it recovers 15 flower points, and it does recover a set amount in the field, but in battle it covers 30 flower points, as well as give you random status effects. Oh. Like both good and bad status effects, or only like good status effects? Or is it a kind of a mixed bag with that? That could be potentially useful. But on the other hand, it definitely makes it more difficult. Yeah, it depends on the status effects. It is double-edged sword. Okay, so it does have both the good and the bad status effects. Okay. So that's gonna be a little bit tricky then. Oh my gosh, this thing is nice. For an SUV, it handles decently enough as well. Very solid. Because especially for like you have like confusion status effects, or like any status effect that basically takes away control from your character, that makes it much more difficult to deal with, because then you're like you get the hit points, you get the flower points back, but you may not be able to use them right away. So you gotta hope they have enough hit points to be able to kind of deal with the recovery.
Okay, player. Soon we gonna see exactly how tough you are.
There we go. Nice. Alright, next race. Let's go. Let's go. Oh shit. Okay, that's funny. That is very funny. It can make you invisible, which means that you can't take damage. Makes you electrify, or makes you damage enemies that attack you directly, or it can make you fall asleep. That is an extremely risky maneuver. Oh my word. You gotta hope that you gotta hope that it's one of the good status effects and not one of the bad status effects, because still though, I mean, it's worth it though. Especially if there are more good status effects than bad status effects. As you do get, you then can, you know, get even more damage on the enemies, or you can then use it like defensively and stuff. But it's not something you can rely on though. It's definitely gotta be something that you basically use kind of sparingly. Wow. But it is an extreme form of gambling. Whoa, 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 where are we going? Where are we going? Okay, through here. You still have better chances than getting a character in gacha games, though. That is true. Gacha games. Are you kidding me? Jeff? My name's Jeff? Jeff. Jeff absolutely brutalized us. He blocked us on the jump. We could have passed him. But yeah, no. Gacha games. I try to avoid that type of like randomized loot box stuff as much as I can, whether it's in gacha or in like other video games. Just because it just kind of preys on your desire for the unknown of, well, it may be better this time. It may be better this time, and you just keep spending money or what have you. And I'm not a big fan of that type of stuff. I'd rather you're gonna get more money out of consumers like me by saying, hey, pay X amount of money, get Y, as opposed to pay a small amount of money, but get a chance for Y. Like, nah, I'd rather just pay and get it. I need an extra quarter mile, exactly. So close. So a chance to get two really, really good status effects, or a bad one. True, but I guess sleep as well could be, especially when you have multiple party members. Sleep could have then you could have then at least, you know, use like a status curing item or something like that, or an ability to prevent or to, you know, get them back awake. So it's not nearly as bad. Confusion is one of the worst status effects because you run the risk of basically damaging either yourself or your allies, and confusion is one of the worst status effects. Partners actually can't use items though. Oh, pain. I didn't realize that. I got so used to like the Final Fantasy games where everyone can use items and you have like special abilities and you can control all of them. Oh, that's not good. You better hope then that your partners are able to kind of hold off any damage and everything that you may take. Nice. Simple. Doing some NASCAR in the German SUV. Very, very powerful. Twin turbo. Ow. Twin turbo. Totally not a Porsche SUV. Ignore that. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. I was taking a slight detour, a scenic route. That didn't happen. You totally didn't see me miss that turn there. Nope, not one bit. Alright, we're up against some of the other, it's a Borscht. It's a Borscht. Thank you, German law that states that if you modify a certain amount of a vehicle, it becomes its very own thing. Thank you for allowing totally not Porsches in racing games. Honestly missed that corner twice in a race. It's deceptively tricky because you're like, oh yeah, you kind of get into a state of complacency, and then you're like, wait a second, that was my turn. Oh no.
It took you a while, but you stuck in there and pulled it off. Well done.
It took me a while. Are you? He's making fun of me. Partners can actually use items in 1,000-year door. Ah, that's why I'm misremembering. Okay. So I was used to the partners doing items, having much more control over them in that game. But yeah, being able to control your allies in RPGs helps out so much. Because you have so much more, it allows much more strategy. Let's go to Detroit. There we go. There we go. All right, where are we off to now? And Super doesn't have partners, kinda. Kinda. You know, I always like the having companions in RPGs. It makes the experience much more enjoyable because you have multiple different personalities playing off of each other. Very, very fun. Very enjoyable. But yeah, no, it's being only like a one-person RPG party definitely isn't nearly as fun as, you know, having multiple companions, multiple partners and stuff. Ooh, cool Hummer. Thank you, Germany bureaucracy, for giving us Gambala and Roof. Yes, thank you, Germany. And NAC Schnitzer as well, for when you can't get the license to BMW. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So AC Schnitzer is a bit more of a deep cut. That's only really shows up in like Car Town, like other more budget games. But still good to have. There's some partners definitely better than others. Lucky Lester. Yeah, it's like I mean that's the nature of most RPGs though, is that some party members are really useful and then some party members are very much not useful. Like Yuna turned into an absolute powerhouse at the end of Final Fantasy X. But Kimari was kind of not very useful at all. Kimari was very not good at stuff. Haven't heard that name in a long time. What, Car Town? Yeah, I used to play that game a lot when I was younger. Especially like when my family would go on vacation and stuff like that, because I'd only like take my laptop with me. It was, honestly, it was, with the exception of the pay-to-win mechanics and everything and like the freemium currency, it was a very fun game, and I kind of wish someone would kind of like remake it, or like make it like a paid Steam game, so you don't have to like pay the the premium currency and stuff.
I love that truck, man.
Like if someone made like, you know, like a spiritual successor to Car Town, but like, you know, on Steam, sell it for like 10, 20, like 10, 15 bucks or whatever. Like I'd buy that, and I'd totally play that in my free time. Miss Mo's and Tassinador is also pretty useless. Yeah, you do get some companions are much more useful than others. Like for example, and it's a shame though, because some of them usually have like the most compelling or like some of the coolest stories and stuff. Jacob was a bad party member in Mass Effect 2. Oh gosh, the number of people that sent him into the vents just because they didn't like him. Like he wouldn't be nearly as bad if he at least had like some level of like openness to you know, talk about something, but like literally every time you talk to him, he kind of just like shuts you down. Yeah, I used to be Special Forces, whatever. Yeah, I used to work for the Alliance, whatever. Yeah, now I'm working for Cerberus, whatever. Like he's basically kind of boring. And what makes him even worse is that his powers aren't good. If you don't romance him, he's an okay enough companion, especially in Mass Effect 3, where he gets a little bit more personality during the Citadel DLC, as well as during the one mission you meet him in and everything, where he's like, you know, settling down, becoming a dad and everything like that, trying to, you know, fight off Cerberus and right wrongs and everything. But in Mass Effect 2, he's definitely very not a great party member. Like everyone else has like their own like special niche that is very good. Like Miranda is really good for stripping enemies of their defenses Grunt is an absolutely, you know, unkillable tank that's usually really good for like handling lots of husks and like other charging enemies, especially if you play Infiltrator like I do. Garrus is literal damage god that can kill everything. Also, he cheats on you. Yeah, that having a party member that does that is very not cool. Very there we go. Sorry about the family. I don't get a chance to use the aggro all that much, so it's fun to use that. I also run Tally for her personality and also need a techie. You mean them hips, don't you? No, Tally may or may not be one of my favorite romance options of the Mass Effect trilogy. She's great. Liara is not bad, although she's a little bit annoying in Mass Effect 1. Yes, both. Both. Jack is a very, very solid one as well. I quite like Jack's romance as well. But Tally is just my personal favorite. There's just something about purple engineers that just, you know, strike a chord.
What I tell you, homie, is nothing to be scared of.
This is for, but it'd be cool to see play the Paper Mario games on stream. Yeah, I definitely need to set up like the emulators and get the games and ROMs and stuff like that. But yeah, I like her character in 3. Her character in 3 was very, very good. Went through a lot of growth and everything, becoming an admirable. I mean, she is admirable as well, but she becomes an admirable admiral, and you know, could be, you know, the key to brokering peace between the Geth and the Quarians. She's great. I mean, all the characters. Like you know, Mass Effect has great writing. When literally the only complaints about characters are, about like certain characters are, they're a bit boring, or we didn't get to see enough of them in the essence of Zaid and Kasumi. Because Kasumi is great. Kind of wish both Zaid and Kasumi had romance options. I think they'd be very, very fun as like DLC romance characters. And even characters that like get brought on like at the very end of the trilogy, like James, too many J names. James and Javik. Both of them are like absolutely amazing characters as well. Very, 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 very nice. Give different kind of perspectives on the Reaper War and everything. I'm sad we can't use them in Mass Effect 3 though. Oh yeah, like there's so many party members that I wish like we'd be able to get back in, you know, Mass Effect 3 for like a final hurrah. Yeah, Javik is amazing. James is super underrated as well. He's, you know, he's basically like a more emotionally stable Krogan. But it's very, very fun. I found Sushi's hideaway ability quite hard to pull up as well. Yes, so certain abilities that require massive amounts of setup to use, even if they're very powerful, you don't necessarily get to use them all that much because of how difficult they are to use. And sometimes you're better off going for like the safer options as well. Like I didn't really use Riku's combine ability because I didn't really know what combined with what to make, you know, good stuff. But apparently you can make some like really, really overpowered items when using Riku's combine ability.
You must be rolling in paper, Holmes.
Not nearly as much as we were, but yeah, we're doing decently. We're doing alright. We're doing okay. We got some money. But you know, that's the other thing as well, is like certain abilities, when they don't mesh well with like the party, sometimes you kind of end up not using that party member as much, even if they're like super cool. You have to time 6 button inputs to actually get the action command correct. Oh, that's horrible. It's stuff like that that makes it very that makes otherwise fun characters very unfun to play. Hey, balancing games in general, especially RPGs, because I've been at least an assistant DM and the occasional like backup DM for quite a few years now with my group, my D&D group, and trying to balance items and everything. Even if you have multiple people looking over that and doing like the statistical analysis and everything, it is difficult. It is very difficult. Balancing items, balancing characters, balancing enemies. I do not envy game developers one bit on that regards. Like sure, sometimes you have a little bit of intuition as to, yeah, this can kind of go this, this is kind of be used for this, or yeah, this isn't quite fair. Bye bye. I'm gonna hit you again. I don't get to use the aggro ability all that much, because I usually try to drive clean. So this makes it so much better.
What I tell you, Wesley, it's nothing to be scared of.
Next race, let's go. I wonder how Bioware makes use of Shepard in Mass Effect 4. Hope we can import a save and let people pick the outcomes like the recap did in Mass Effect 2. That's... yeah, it's... maybe. I don't know, part of me kind of wants Shepard to, rest a bit. Let the Shepard character rest. They've been through a lot. Plus also, trying to import the sheer amount of changes, world, like galaxy-wide changes that you've created into Mass Effect 4 is going to be very difficult. Because you have to decide, okay, did the Rachni live or did the Rachni die? If the Rachni died in the first game, did you let the Breeder Queen live? What are they doing now? Did the Krogan, did you cure the genophage? Who's leading the Krogan? Is it Rex or Reeve? Is Eve alive? Did you broker peace between the Geth and the Quarians? If not, who won? Which of the 3 endings did you pick? Like, there is a massive amount. There is a massive amount that they need to consider, with multiple different variables, multiple lines, potentially different characters in each. So they kind of wrote themselves into a corner with Mass Effect 3, where basically it's gonna be very difficult to. It's gonna be very difficult to continue the story afterwards, unless they either pick and choose which endings are canon, or they kind of trim off certain branches. Like, even if you picked Anderson for the Council in Mass Effect 1, it's still Udina in Mass Effect 3 regardless, because Anderson steps down for the war efforts. I don't think we're gonna play a ship, but I do want to see the effects of my choices, honestly. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. It's like, you have multiple potential galaxy-wide genocides. Multiple races could be completely extinct. You could still have the Reaper threat out there with the Control ending. You could have no synthetics at all with the Destroy ending. Everyone could be some weird organic synthetic hybrid with the Synthesis ending. And it's and that's just 3 choices there. You again, they have the Rachni, whether or not the Rachni exist, all of that stuff. And it's gonna be tricky. I do not envy their position. Honestly, what would be kind of fun is a more smaller scaled story, kind of prior to like the Reaper War, that kind of more so focuses on, you know, again, like smaller conflicts or like smaller things. Almost like a Mass Effect meets like Red Dead Redemption 2. Where like you're like a gang of outlaws and you get to decide, you know, who you know you do heists against and everything like that. That'd be kind of a fun game as well. It looks like it's thousands of years later because Leia looks like she's in a Matrix stage. It looks like they chose a destroy ending from the trailer. That's probably the safest option. First contact war game. Honestly, that'd be kind of fun as well. Do almost Halo-esque, Halo meets Halo meets Battlefield, first contact war game, where it would be cool as well. You have multiple different like two parallel career modes, one for like the human side of things, and then another for the Turian side of things. So you get to kind of see how they view their enemy, how they kind of view, you know, their missions and everything like that, what they're doing, their thoughts, and eventually it kind of ends up in like a battle between like the two factions that you've been playing as of the entire game. And that'd be kind of cool. Also see Ashley's grandfather, or at least have like a reference to him in the game or something like that. That'd be fun. I think I might need to get off now. It's been fun. Bye. Alright, take care, Midnight. Have a great night. We're going to be continuing until we end the last of the big players races, and then we'll probably be ending the stream there. But thank you for stopping by the stream. But, you know, there is a lot that can be done with the Mass Effect universe. Even if they want to go before, you know, before the Reaper War and everything, there's a lot that we can kind of work with. You can see the Saren's brother. Yes, that'd be fun too. Kind of get a little bit of backstory. As long as they like do it, you know. As long as it's like integrated well into the story, and it's not just like, hey, you remember that Saren had a brother? Well, here he is. It's more kind of, you know, a little bit more subtle. Where if you know, you know, but if you don't know, like the story still, you know, the story still works. It's able to stand on its own. Or even if they want to continue with like the Reaper War, like they could do almost like a Jedi Starfighter-esque like flight space combat game where you're you know one of the Alliance fighter pilots during the Reaper War, and you gotta fly like different missions and everything. That'd be fun as well. Like basically the events leading up to the Reaper War and including the Reaper War, and then finally the final docking of the Crucible and everything. Like that could be a cool campaign mode as well. Like there's just a lot they can do with the IP, especially if they open up the license. Bye-bye, officer. They open up the license to more developers than just BioWare as well. Almost like with the Warhammer license, you know, they have multiple game developers making games for that as well. And granted, you have a mixed bag of very good and very, very bad games, but you do have a lot more to, you know, a lot more in the wheelhouse that you can kind of interact with, you know, the world with. Like, that'd be kind of cool. I think the new might have something to do with the dark matter energy that Tali's group was studying in Mass Effect 2. Yeah, I think like the original plot of like the Mass Effect was supposed to be like, due to the extensive use of like Element Zero, it's causing stars to die out faster. And the Reapers are basically there to kind of prevent, for lack of better words, the galactic-wide climate change or whatever. And they're there basically to kind of harvest every, you know, cycle or something like that. And then they did change it because that got leaked or something, and then it became the organics versus synthetics will always fight and always, you know, kill each other. And they were instead built on faulty programming, yada yada yada. Which, I mean, in itself isn't a bad story, but it definitely makes it very different. Also, the reason no one could another Emperor GTS. Yeah, that's true too. It's a mixed bag. But I would love more at least more developers to work on like the Mass Effect IP for like different games within that franchise, because you have so many different stories and so many different game types that you could tell. Everything from like, you know, first person shooters to like, you know, the flight combat sims to, you know, almost like heist-esque GTA type games, or like Red Dead Redemption games where you have, you know, that morality system of how, you know, if you're an honorable thief or you're a dishonorable thief, regardless, you're still kind of on like the wrong side of the law. Like that all could be like done really, really well. Like the terminus systems could be the set piece where, you know, doing a whole bunch of different like heists and stuff like that. Take elements from like Kasumi's heist, take what you learned from that. That hurt us more than it hurt them. But like, I don't know, it's just some ideas I'm spitballing. Heck, they even have like different like sports that they mention within like the game mode themselves, like Biotic Ball. They can almost turn into like an NBA 2K, like not necessarily reskin, but like, you know, have it be kind of similar but different enough, with different teams with like their own background and lore and everything. That way, people that, you know, don't really like RPGs but do like the basketball games and the sports games, they get into the Mass Effect world and they're like, oh wow, I like this. It's definitely mixed bag, but there's potential. Yeah, exactly. Whereas with the current format, it's basically every 5 or so years they kind of try. It's actually maybe been longer than 5 years. They try like, you know, a big all eggs all in one basket RPG, and if it fails, like Andromeda did, because I'm not sure about you, but I didn't like Andromeda. Andromeda was very, very, very bad. Then EA just kind of shows the IP for a couple years, and then they bring it back out again for another attempt. Whereas with you know, with almost like the Warhammer style of that, even if some games are bad, it's not the end of the world, because there's usually going to be a high chance that there's going to be a good one released as well. Personally hated Andromeda. Yeah, Andromeda, it wasn't a good game. It had some interesting elements to it. Some aspects were kind of cool. I enjoyed Vetra's character. Vetra was probably one of the few characters that I did enjoy. But it was not a good game.
You for reals, Holmes?
It could have been a lot better. But that's what happens when you have an unexperienced team working on a major IP that don't know how to tell themselves no and to dial back a project until it's too late. It's I don't envy their position. I don't want to, you know, jump on the bandwagon of just constantly hating on the team themselves, but they definitely bit off a lot more than they could chew, and it shows with that. Here's hoping Mass Effect 4 though is much better. Now potential and now an excuse the janky gameplay if the story is better. Exactly. Like Mass Effect 1 was janky as hell. So many bugs. Biotics were absolutely overpowered in Mass Effect 1. Because you had defense with barrier, you had offense with singularity and all that stuff. You had crowd control with stasis. Like, you literally had everything with biotics. And there were times you could fall through the terrain and die. There were times where, like, various overpowered enemies, like anything with a rocket launcher, you killed at one sight. Because they were one-hit kills. So yeah, it's... Mass Effect 1 had lots of jank. and the gameplay was not great. But the story itself, the characters, the world, it was very, very good. It was memorable. Like, I still remember my first time on the Citadel and talking with the Elcor and the Volats and everything, and being like, oh wow, there's actually, like, you know, quite a bit of, you know, quite a bit of different, you know, different people. Not everyone likes us. Some of them are, you know, very, very polite. Some of them are a little bit mean, and it's kind of cool, kind of seeing that as well. It did a really, really good job of, like, the story building and everything, and the world building. It was very fun. But Mass Effect Andromeda had none of that, and it was very, very, very unfortunate. And here we have it, the beautiful G55 AMG.
Now that Mercedes AMG
Beautiful box.
is slamming homes.
Look at that. It is basically a German Hummer. V8 or V12 engine, massive amounts of power, aerodynamics of a brick because it is a brick. Still really cool though. I absolutely love it. With that being said though, we're gonna be spotlights the overambitious those or incompetence in the higher-ups. Mixture of both, honestly. It's definitely a mixture of both. That being said though, I'm gonna be... Yeah, the first gen G55 looks amazing. It is a really, really cool car. That being said though, I'm gonna be ending the stream here. It is very, very late. It is past midnight. Gosh, it is very late. So that being said, I'm gonna be signing off. Thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, please leave a like, subscribe, let me know what I'm doing well in the comments below. If you didn't like the stream, please let me know what I'm doing poorly so I can fix that in the future. That being said, I'm an Isaac Umbras, and wherever you're in the world, whatever time of day it is for you, I hope it is a great time. Good night, Bill Bunter. Good night, English, Bill Bunter, and I hope you have a great day. See ya!